That's
And we are live with a very special Halloween game. This was actually designed when I originally put it together to be run in Call of Cthulhu, but we're going to run this in Inspectres instead because Inspectres is fun and a lot faster and easier to do things in instead of needing to actually build Call of Cthulhu characters and run through the much more complicated rules system. So let's see how this goes. And we're going to start. Do you guys want to start? I should ask, how much of Inspectres do you remember? Or do I need to cover pretty much all of it?
I remember none of it.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, Inspectres is a game which is a cross between Ghostbusters and reality television, kind of as its influences. So you will have a franchise, which is, you know, as the name implies, a part of the overall Inspectres business model. And your goal is to, you know, eradicate demons and ghosts and goblins and, you know, other things that go bump in the night. And you know, your franchise could be various different sizes. It could basically just be like a few of you in your, you know, parents' garage, all the way up to like an established business that has been doing well for itself and has, you know, resources and buildings and, you know, weapons and vehicles and all that kind of stuff. The way that basic actions work is that if you look at the character sheet, you have your 4 different stats. If a roll is required, we'll decide on which one is most appropriate, and then you will roll the number of dice that you have in those stats. So let's say you put 2 dice in academics, you would roll 2 d6s. Everything in this game is based off of d6s. You'll also notice up here we have all of your different cards: library card, credit card, gym card, and your bank. So those 3 cards, the library card is going to be, you can use dice out of that pool to boost your academics, gym card athletics, credit card technology. Unfortunately, you cannot spend dice except out of your bank if you need to boost contact. Bank is a special one. Bank can be used to boost any roll, but there is a chance that you would lose dice out of the bank, or even like lose all of the dice in your bank. It's more risky. You never know whether or not the dice in your bank are really going to be there for you when you need them. And then you'll see this big dollar sign here. These are going to be the franchise dice that you earn throughout your job. So that's kind of how that works. For your characters, you'll notice it says here in the gray box, you're all normal agents. So when you're building your character, you'll be able to distribute 9 dice between your characters, 4 skills, and skills can range from 1 to 4. So you can't have a 0 and you can't have more than 4. Do people want to start with figuring out the franchise first and then, you know, put together your employees and how they fit into it? Or do you guys want to start with your characters first and let that kind of affect what your franchise looks like?
I think characters first sounds fun.
All right. So let's go ahead and probably start with backgrounds. I think is the best place to do that. So, who wants to go first? All right. Well, I'm volunteering Jason then.
Okay.
So, what did your character do before going into the ghost hunting business?
Was a ghost himself.
So you were a former ghost and then, you know, got, I don't know, have you possessed some corpse that you're trotting around? What are you doing? Because you're human
my
now.
Character off of Beetlejuice.
Alrighty.
If that helps. So
I've never
just,
seen
like,
Beetlejuice, actually.
No. Okay. Wait. I'll pick a different. You got to come back. The jokes won't be funny.
All right, we'll come back to you. Well then, Abe, why don't you go ahead?
don't. If I do, I was a former exorcist.
All right. So you are it sounds more like you are a current exorcist.
This
I
is
guess
true.
like an official one, like, part of the Catholic Church or something.
Yeah, I was thinking something more like an Abraham Van Helsing vibe, but
Okay. So more like an intellectual who has, like dug deeply into the esoteric matters. Does that sound like what you're going for?
can you? Yes, yeah.
Cool. So what then caused? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it'd make it really interesting if Jason is a ghost possessing somebody.
No, I thought of what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna be a mad scientist.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I expect you to at some point pose, by a wagon with a corpse in it, pretending that the corpse's arm is yours. Right? Isn't that what happened in Young Frankenstein?
Yes.
All right. And then what led you to leave your role as an exorcist and join up with an actual like business that can tell you what to do? Like, you have a job now. You've decided to take that passion for exorcism and the occult, and you've decided you want a job. Why would that be?
I do this full time. I am fed up with not being able to absolutely pursue and destroy these things full time. And yeah, I just feel like if I did that for a living, I'd be able to like put my whole focus into that,
All right, sounds good. So that should give you some ideas for the rest of the fields. We'll probably do position later after we get everyone put together. So what's a quick description of what you look like?
All right, so I am in a big, like a long black trench coat with a wide-brimmed hat. Kind of got a 5 o'clock shadow going on. Got a vest with things in it underneath, and some pants used for traveling. I don't know, some durable pants, I guess is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a very cropped hair, short cut, but very, jaggedly cut. I might do it myself. You're not sure. Like, I'm not going to tell anybody, but like, you can make that assumption if you wish.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an unfounded assumption.
Right, we find you and just like everything is cut except for this one patch on the back of your head that you didn't see.
Yeah. It is not very evenly cut, like
yeah.
Kind of have a smell of smoke, just kind of not perfume. Yeah, I guess perfumes permeates.
Yeah.
My being.
Are you short, tall, average?
I would say I'm about 5'11". I feel like that's pretty middle of the road. Yeah, I'm like broad,
so above
height.
average, but not like to a degree that is especially notable.
No, yeah. If you see me, you're not like, oh, that's a tall guy, right?
Yeah.
That's not gonna be your first thought.
Nice. All right.
But
what is your talents? This is something that you're especially good at. Like I said, it should be fairly generic in terms of like you want it to be able to apply to multiple situations. And basically what your talent is if you can make a convincing case that your talent applies to a situation or role, you will get an extra die. And that's always better, because basically what you're going to do is you're going to roll X number of dice, and then you can see and then you're going to take the highest result, and then you can see on the roll chart there, based off of what the highest die that you roll is, you'll get a result in there.
what if I say like demon hunting? Is that too broad?
No, that's good.
Okay, that's my talent. Hunting, tracking down and hunting demons
Sounds good to me.
and other monsters.
All right. What else do we need to know about your character? So characteristics, like I said, those actually come in gameplay, so you can leave that for blank for now. Make sure your current cool is set to 1. Make sure your current stress is set to 0. You have 9 dice to distribute between your character's skills. What do you think you're going to go for?
Probably more athletics and academics. And then I'm not a very sociable person. I don't think I'm a very technology savvy person. So that's probably what I'm going to lean into there. Which one do I put the number in? Level or default level?
So this is going to be your default level. So this is what you are, what your skill will be in like full power, right? And then things can happen. You can get injured, you can get stressed and whatever, and that can lower your current dice available.
So I'm thinking.
Remember, you have to have at least 1 in anything, and you can only put a max of 4 in anything.
Okay, so 7. I was thinking 3. Well, let's see. Let me see if this makes sense. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait.
So if you're doing 3-3, you could do 2 and 1. So academics 3, athletics 3, tech 2, and contact 1. That would make 9.
Yes, there we go. That's what was showing. I thought I was doing 3, 3, 2, 2, and I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm doing 3, 3, 2, 1.
All right, sounds good. And then what is your name? Or do you want some time to think about that?
I will have some time to think.
All right, cool. We'll come back to name. If you want to come up with any aliases, you can, but don't have to. Age just needs to be approximate, doesn't need to be exact. Next of kin, you don't need to name or flesh them out at all. You could just be like, my sister. Whatever, that's fine. However much detail you want to put into that. And I think that is it for your character. So, Jason, you said you had some ideas.
Oh yeah. Okay. Dr. Ghostenstein.
Dr. Ghostenstein? Is that your actual name?
That's my actual name. He is a former and current mad scientist. Alias. I haven't quite thought of it yet. Back to it. But I'm close. And yeah, he looks how you would kind of expect. White hair, little, spindly guy, old.
So Doc Martin?
Exactly, yes.
All right, Doc Martin looking fella. That's what I've written down.
And he has a hobby of collecting ghosts and putting them in steins. Hence the name, Dr. Ghostenstein.
Well, that sounds more like that's your alias then, and not your real name.
Okay, my real name is... Well, yeah, now I'll have to think about it, because I'll have another alias too. Multiple aliases. I've been around. People know me. They
exactly. Sweet. What caused you to decide to join the franchise? Or was it even optional? Were you like, did you cause some sort of major problem? You know, you weren't taking care of your ghosts and they all escaped and the franchise had to save you and they're like, all right, you're too dangerous to be left alone. Work with us or we'll put you in jail.
No, this is simply a source of incoming ghosts for my collection.
Good source for ghosts. Sweet. Grant, what is your talent?
My talent is science too broad.
I'll give you that. I think. Again, there's a lot of leeway since it's just like us agreeing whether or not it makes sense for it to apply. So I think science is fine. Science, sweet. Let's see, anything else? You're coming back to your name and alias. Age you can come back to unless you have an idea for that.
64.
Cool, 64. And then again, set your current stress to 0, set your current cool to 1. And what are you thinking for your stats?
3 academics, 4 technology, 1 athletics, 1 content.
All right. So 3 in academics, 1 in athletics, 4 in tech, and 1 in contact?
Correct.
Perfect. All right, I think that is everything. Anna, are you able to do your character? Or do we need to come back to you?
Nope, I'm ready. I actually shared a Google Sheets with you.
Okay, I need to check emails for that.
Maybe.
I mean, if all you did was like go in and say share and stuff, then yeah, I'll have to check the email that they sent me saying that you sent me something. Here we go. Open that guy up. Sweet. All right, so your name is Scruffy, alias the Eater. Next of kin is your dog.
Yes.
I like it. Eater, you're 22. Next of kin is your dog. Description: long, lanky, goatee, bell-bottom pants. Definitely not shaggy.
No.
Shaggy. That's what I'm putting in for your description. All right. Background: dog handler. So in what kind of context? Like, did you do shows? Was it as like part of a pet boutique?
Probably a little bit of everything. I don't think I was great at like holding down a job, you know?
Because you kept eating the contraband.
Yeah.
Sorry, we watched a Scooby-Doo recently for Halloween night. Cool. And what caused you to join this Inspectres franchise?
I got fired again, and I saw the ad in the paper, and especially since my dog started talking recently, it seemed like a good idea.
All right. Sweet. Talent: smelling on command. Do you want anything more generic than that? Do you want it to just be like acute senses or something?
That works with me. I'm good with that.
So if you're like doing basically like a perception check or trying to find an object or something like that, you get a bonus to it.
Yeah.
All right. And then for your stats, and this is mostly just important that we keep track, like everyone knows what everyone else's stats are so that we can try to have some degree of like covering all your bases. So let's see. 1 in academics. That makes sense. Shaggy's not the brightest. 4 in athletics. 2 in tech and 2 in contact. Perfect. All right. So let's go back to people who were figuring out names. So Abe, do you have a name in mind?
Do. Hold on a second. I'm gonna set my child down. Here you go. Oh, did you get a little boo boo there? Sorry, she was I've been wondering why she had like cried. Maybe I guess she hit her little hand. Name. Turin. That's my name. Totally original name. Haven't stolen it from anywhere.
I'm sure. So, Turin, Turin?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, I wrote that in Jason's entry. Turin.
That's Jason's name. That's how powerful I am. I can just rename characters. Like,
exactly.
No, you don't really look like a Doctor Evil. You look more like a
Do you have any aliases, nicknames, or anything like that you want to write down for now, or there's no? It's not required, so we can skip that if you don't have an idea.
Start the game. Or is that too late?
What?
Can I have some time to think about it and
Yes.
then just like, okay, cool beans.
Yeah, and that's not even required. So even if you don't think of something, we can always just like one of the characters can randomly be like, "Hey, Sideburns," and that's your nickname now. All right, Jason, had some time to think about a name.
Yes. Herbert Herman.
Herbert.
Commonly known as Dr. Ghostenstein. Seldomly known as the Soul Surgeon.
Soul.
Nice.
All right, I like it. Okay, so with that all figured out, now we need to go over your franchise. Let me pull up the franchise page. I've forgotten what exactly we need for the franchise. Actually, let me steal it from one of our previous ones. Sweet. All right. Here we go. Okay, so first thing we need to ask is how big is your franchise and how long have you been in operation? So is this like a new little startup that you're just getting off of the ground? Have you been going for a few years?
I feel like this should be a Men in Black style mega corporation, and we are just at our 9 to 5.
All right, that's good to me. So are you the main office, an established franchise, or a startup operation? So the main franchise will be, like you said, the Men in Black mega corporation, secret government nonsense. But your particular branch, do you like work in the main office in DC? Do you have a small branch out in the middle of, nowhere? Are you just trying to start up a new little operation?
I feel like this should be like they're establishing a new outpost somewhere.
Almost like an experimental pet project.
Yeah.
Hush hush.
Okay. Small. Have you been around, or are you just recently starting it up? Your little side branch.
I think it's just starting up.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I like.
Sounds good. So, where is your franchise located, and how many people work there?
Redacted and redacted. No, just kidding.
I was gonna say that could be true in universe, but we need to know.
I was thinking somewhere cold, right? Somewhere kind of wet and cold, like Chicago or something like that.
I like Chicago. That's
Chicago?
Yeah,
That sounds good to me.
If it's a small one, you probably want to go for a smaller city, maybe like out in the same state. You're probably not in the city of Chicago.
Somewhere along the Great Lakes.
All right, in Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
sounds good.
All right, if I can figure out how to spell Minnesota. There's two N's. There we go. And then how many people work there? So presumably it's not just you guys, but probably pretty small, it sounds like. So maybe like 10 to 15?
Yeah. There's like some like secretaries and admins.
A few security guards to make sure no one just walks in through your front. Because I'm sure your business runs out of some sort of front, like I don't know, a massage parlor or a tattoo shop or I don't know, a fake grocery store, something like that.
Yeah.
It's run out of a Little Caesars. Everybody knows Little Caesars are sketchy. They're good, but they're in the sketchiest places every single time. There's always a weed shop next to them.
That's their business model. The cheapest rent possible.
Yep.
Yup.
Hey, listen, if they put them next to the dispensaries, they know they've got at least a customer base.
Yeah, actually, so Little Caesars makes most of its money as a transportation company, not actually as a pizza company. Fun fact.
What?
What do they transport?
Food. I mean, so they started their own transportation company, obviously for their own supplies, but then they ended up actually doing a good enough job that now they like moved food and supplies for other restaurants and grocery stores as well. That's part of the reason that their pizza is so cheap is that they have minimal costs because they do all the transportation of their supplies themselves, and they can somewhat subsidize it with their transporting for other companies.
Dude,
That is a fun fact.
that is a great business model.
Right? All right. So do investors privately funded, or do you max out all your credit cards? Sounds like government funded.
Yeah. Yeah, we're privately. We're
All right. Who runs the show? The board of directors or the agents themselves or something like that? Like, do you have enough autonomy that you could pretty much do whatever as long as your expense reports don't ring any alarms?
I think our pet project is sponsored by like the president, so we have full autonomy and just report directly to them.
All right.
yeah.
Cool. So it's run by the agents. What does your franchise look like? What amenities are offered? So we already know it's run out of a Little Caesars. But then in terms of your actual, like, in the back where the labs actually are, what's it look like?
Well, I feel like there should
Dr.
be.
Ghostenstein's area has beakers. That's all I'm saying.
It's gotta have at least a few Tesla coils too. I'm just saying.
I feel like there should
Sounds
be
good.
at least some sort of dark and office/library area with several like barred cases that have books in them and things like that.
Offices, library.
I'm like, I don't quite know if that kind of looks like a human skull there, but
All right, so offices, library, artifact storage, science lab.
What did you say?
So basically Warehouse 13.
Pretty much. Unusually large kitchen.
Yes.
And then there's that door.
Yeah, I like that. And a mysterious door nobody is supposed to go through. No one knows why. All right. So are you the only Inspectres franchise in the area, or are there any competitors?
Our competitors are the local Little Caesars branch.
So you compete with the other actual Little Caesars?
Yes.
We must serve the best pizza.
We like to prove that we can run our own business and beat them at theirs.
I like it. All right. What kind of gear do you have access to? What do you use for transportation?
Well, a delivery truck, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that probably looks like a white van. Windowless.
Yeah, of course. but like
Yeah.
inside, instead of pizzas, there's like, you know, spirit containment chambers and like maybe
And the
some
mini fridge for pizzas.
Of course. Well, you wouldn't want a mini fridge. You want like a mini oven. It's like, you know, when you go into Little Caesars and you put your number in.
That's what I
and the
mean,
thing
like the
opens?
insulated box.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. All right. And then in terms of the gear you have access to, do you mostly make your own gear, or you know, using your government connections to get like, you know, super top secret gear that the government is producing elsewhere?
I gotta kind of get his own stuff. I mean, like you might use government connections to like obtain some of it, like, you know, like a rare artifact or like a book or something. But like aside from like, you know, weapons, kind of does his own thing.
Cool. All right, and then does your franchise have a specialty? For example, ghosts, vampires, demons, cryptozoology.
Well, Jason, your character is called the Soul Doctor, right? The Soul Surgeon.
Yeah, you don't know why.
Yeah. My guy's kind of like an ex, like, you know, he's like a monster mostly, you know, like demon hunter. I kind of forgot what Anna's background. Anna, what was your guys' background? Oh, okay. I'm sure that's plays something into it. So I feel like our background, I feel like our specialty would be something like have something to do with like corporeal spirits, maybe.
All right, spirits.
That was just me spitballing. You can like say no, I don't think that's a good idea.
It's
I
whatever
like
you guys
it. I
want.
think it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
All
I don't
right.
want to fix the whole. Like,
And sorry, go ahead.
no, nothing.
All right. Final thing. So, what is the name of your show? Since you are on television, this is a reality TV show that is produced somehow. We won't ask any questions. And
It's broadcast in Africa, actually.
no, we sent it straight to China so that they could really see what we're up to.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Eeks Files.
The Eeks file. The Scream files. Trying to think of like some interesting like outrageous name. I feel like this would actually be a show in Japan. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like there was this one show in Japan where like they had this guy, and like the only things he could win, like the only things he could get were things that like he won off of like raffles. So he starts off like naked in this room, right? And he has like a million magazines, and he just has to keep applying for sweepstakes and doing things. And like once he gets like a certain number of items in like monetary value, then they would let him go. And he was in there for like over a year. Anywho. Long walk, short drink of water. There's weird shows in Japan.
Oh,
Weird
yeah.
reality shows.
There are just weird reality shows, period. End of
This is
sentence.
true. Wow.
I mean, Eek Files works if we don't have any other ideas.
Really? The stupid pun is gonna win? We can't think of anything better than that?
German Mouse Files. Let me think.
What about just... No. Nope, lost it.
Ghostfall. The Secret Life of
The average American life. A day in the life of an average American.
It's just what, like the Americans?
The Americans.
or just America.
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 Hold on, I'm gonna have to leave and come back because my headphones are whacking out.
All right.
Ghost pizza stories.
Ghost pizza story.
Little Caspers.
I like it.
Well, so this game, unlike our normal Inspectres games, where, you know, you can end up with a bunch of stress, but you can't die or really be particularly injured, this is a Halloween horror game. So the creatures in this world are dangerous and absolutely can kill you or drive you permanently insane. So Little Caspers
Oh,
is
I'm already
not
almost there.
thematically appropriate.
Story time.
I still like it.
I mean, we could go with that as the show name, and you could just be very surprised when you realize that, like, shit's real.
What's the show name? I missed it.
Jason's suggestion was Lil Caspers.
Little Caspers. Doop-a-doop-doop-doop. Little Caspers.
All right, well, if no one's come up with anything better, that's the name. All right, your show is named Lil
It could be called
Caspers.
Don't Get Eaten by a Werewolf.
Don't get eaten by a werewolf. How to not get eaten by a werewolf?
What are those like
It's called
you know,
Eat
like
Pizza,
on like
Not
A&E,
People.
you see like those like, you know, kind of like they're always done in like a sepia tone, but like kind of TV shows, like Hoarders or something like that. Call it Infested.
I like Anna's suggestion. Eat pizza, not people.
I didn't hear that. That's funny. Hey, Viper.
All right, is that what we're going with?
I think that one wins.
All right, eat pizza, not people. All right, so that pretty much wraps up our creation. So I think I mentioned I would talk about what cool dice do. So basically, cool dice, you can either spend your cool dice to add a die to any roll. Unfortunately, that will lose your cool die. So if you use one, it's just gone. Probably the more useful thing that they do is when you take a stress roll, for each cool die that you have, you can ignore the lowest value when you roll. So for skill rolls, you take the highest value on any of the dice that you roll. For stress rolls, you're going to take the lowest. So let's say you rolled like a 1 and 2 6s. If you have 1 point of cool, you can ignore that 1 and not get a horrible failure. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And we start with 1 cool, 0 stress.
Correct. And normally you would not start with cool, but for this, I'm going to let you start with cool.
Because we can die.
Yes, you absolutely can die. This is not going to be pulling any punches.
And it's not going to be pretty.
Oh yeah. No, you absolutely can fail this and not even get to the end of the game.
How do you get more cool dice?
So the only way that you'll be able to get cool dice is if you look at the stress rolls. If you see the 6, so the best possible roll, you gain a point of cool.
Oh, nice.
But keep in mind, that's pretty hard to do because that has to be the lowest die out of all of the dice you roll. So it is fairly difficult to roll a 6 and get cool points. So don't expect that to happen.
Expectations set.
All right. I think we are ready to get started. Oh, one more thing. I need character pictures if they're easy to find. Otherwise, we can just make generic tokens. But I do need something to throw in a token for your characters.
Hold on. I had one in mind. Pardon the obnoxious whistling.
All right, Anna, do you want me to just look up a picture of Shaggy for yours?
Maybe.
I couldn't hear you. I think you're muted.
I grabbed one. I sent it to you.
Cool. On Discord? Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it.
I thought about a different one, but I figured for this game it was appropriate.
Agreed. All right, there is a token for totally not Shaggy. Scruffy.
Nah,
Very different.
very, very different.
All right. Controlled by you. Lighting. You do have vision.
Yep. I hope so, at least.
Certainly does make things a lot easier.
Okay. I got it.
All right, let's see. Doc Brown, I like it.
Where's my disc? Here we go. Upload file. No.
Oh, it's a WebP. That's why it doesn't like the format. All right, let me save that off as a PNG.
I hate that. I hate that new thing. When
Right?
did that start? WebP.
I don't know. And I'm not familiar with like the format either, what its advantages are. Presumably there's some reason, because you see it a lot now.
Yeah. Yep. I ran into a bunch of those when I was making the map, and I was like, right, well, screenshot.
Your picture. Damn it. Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Cool. And there is Abe's.
Did you want baby? Brandon? Yeah.
All right, and there we go. Drop that in. All right, and then update these last two, because presumably you would also like to have vision, unless that's just an Anna thing.
So my guy actually got blinded. That'd be funny, right? If you played a character and, like, since they were blind, they didn't have any sight in the game. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Jason, and do Abe. And give you vision. And set up your lighting. All right, that should all be done now. So, let's move you all over to the map. All right, you guys should be able to see the room that you're in now.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, then let's get this started for reals. All right, so it's a normal evening at the office. What does that look like? What are you all up to?
I'm eating pizza in the front. I have stolen a bunch of Little Caesars pizzas. To be fair, I made as many as I'm eating. But
Exactly. You know, it's a one for me, one for you kind of situation.
I have to be in the office, presumably, right?
Not if that wouldn't be what you would normally be doing in an evening. It's probably around 7 or 8 o'clock. You know, you mostly live at the facility, given, you know, the secretive nature of what you're doing. So, whatever you would be up to.
Well, someday I'd probably be in the back, like looking through a book. We're trying to figure something out in relation to something.
Makes sense to me. And what about Herbert Herman?
Dr. Gostenstein is doing his usual thing, muttering to himself in the lab, mixing stuff together, turning on switches, turning off other switches.
All right. So as you're doing that, you accidentally bump one of your steins with your elbow, and a ghost escapes. And
Carl!
you can't stop me this time! And he starts pulling random levers and squirting slime around.
Do I have any catching steins or tools available around me? I'm in the lab, so there must be something. I'm sure we have like an emergency fire extinguisher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you want to, we'll say there's a big red button, and if you press it, basically the ghost equivalent of fire sprinklers will turn on, except it's like a ghost trapping field that just starts immediately zapping him.
Yeah, let's zap him.
All right, so you get the ghost back under control and are putting him into another stein. When suddenly, all three of you, unbeknownst to each other, because obviously you're not even in the same room, but simultaneously, you all feel as though you've been hit in the back of the head by a sledgehammer.
ooh.
All right.
Zoinks!
I think that's
So-
Anna's line.
All right, so you wake up in a dark, windowless room, the strong scent of smoke burning your nose and forcing you to cough. There's a dim electric bulb attached to the roof in the center of the room that sizzles and sparks, but it is still giving off a dim light. The walls are made entirely of a dark gray metal and are largely smooth except for structural reinforcements. As you begin to move around, you find that you feel a bit lighter than usual, but you quickly adjust to it. So yeah, you guys find yourselves waking up, heads pounding, in a strange place you've never seen before. If you look around the room, you are standing on some sort of strange device. Scorch marks are spreading out all around you, or all around the device. You seem unharmed, but to your, I mean, you wouldn't know directions, but we're just going to use cardinal directions anyway, assuming that up is north. So to your east, you see a horribly mutilated body, its arm entirely cut off, but they do seem to be alive. They're kind of propped up against the door, and you can see their chest rising and falling weakly.
I am going to. Is it this person right here?
Yes, that is the body that you see. They are currently, like I said, leaned up against the door, and you can see their chest rising and falling weakly. So they are still alive. Their right arm has, however, been completely severed, and is lying next to them, and a pool of blood is rapidly expanding around the person. The injury seems extremely recent, almost as if the scorch marks around you were from an explosion that caused this, just as you were brought here.
I am going to briskly approach them and try and put a tourniquet around their arm. Around
Right.
The stump, I guess I should say.
Okay.
Taking off a belt.
Let's see, what would that be? I think that would probably be a...
Academics?
Yeah, I'm
That's
trying to
kinda what I was
decide, but I agree. I think academics makes the most sense. Either that or texpo. We'll go with academics.
All right, and I'm just rolling a d6.
So you have 3 in academics, correct?
I do.
So you would be rolling 3d6, and if you want, there's a fancy thing you can do. If you do /r 3d6 k1 like this, it will roll 3d6s and only keep the highest. Hopefully you don't roll as badly as I did.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
R/R 3d6, and then you said K what?
K1. So if you look where it shows what I rolled, it's just, yeah, K1, exactly. You
Oh,
rolled
fuck.
almost as bad as I did.
I killed him.
Not quite, but not too far off either. All right, so with a 2, that means bad. The GM decides your fate, and you may suggest something suitably negative. So what would you suggest as the negative outcome?
Well, not as bad as 1, but I would say just ineffective in stopping the blood flow. If it's bad, right, then probably I don't know. I probably kind of squeeze out more blood. I make the situation slightly worse.
All
But
right,
it's
so
not you know what I mean? That would be my guess.
okay, sounds good. All right, so you take your belt off and you start trying to form a tourniquet around his arm, but the bleeding is far too deep, going all the way down to the base arteries around the bone. And your efforts are almost entirely fruitless. In fact, you manage to jam your finger inside of the wound. So let's get a stress
Okay.
roll.
Something's got to plug up that sucker.
Yeah. So let's get a stress roll. Let's do 2 dice. So if you want to, again, do the fancy, you do /R 2d6 KL1. That'll keep the lowest. And hopefully you don't roll as poorly as I did again.
Oh no.
2d6 K.
Snake eyes.
Right? Hopefully I'm getting the bad rolls out of the way for you guys. All right.
No. That would be good if I got your roll, right?
No.
No.
You want it to be as high as possible.
You always want to
Whoa.
roll as many 6s as
I thought you said that you want the low
No.
roll for stress.
Oh, but actually you're okay because you have 1 point of cool, so you drop the 2
Okay.
as the
yes.
lowest roll, and so you actually
does
got a
that
5.
use up the cool, or
It does
he
not.
keep...
Oh, righteous.
You only use up the cool if you decide to use it on a roll, at which point you get an extra die and lose the point of cool.
All right. So I've seen blood and gore before.
Oh yeah, so you got a 5. So 5 is blasé, no effect. You just don't care. So that is exactly what happens. So yeah, you're able to handle the situation surprisingly well. Anyone else going to do anything?
Like maybe any doctors?
Goodness gracious, man. We don't even know where we are. How can you expect to perform surgery? Get your wits about you.
I think the pressing matter is to save this man, I say. And I kind of look at him and look at the man. If
Who even is this man?
we could find out if he doesn't die.
So as you say that, he coughs, spitting blood directly onto your outfit. No, not here, not now. You there. I don't know who you are or why you're here, but you need to. You need to. And his eyes close once again, and he appears to have gone into shock and will die very shortly of blood loss.
Did I try and save him again? Or is that have I already used my...
He's a goner. Let's go.
As you say that, he does in fact expire. The
Yeah.
the movement in his chest ceases. If anyone checks his pulse. He is, in fact, completely dead.
Too bad we couldn't ask him why we're here.
Yeah. He slumps over sideways into a pool of his own blood.
That went well.
Scheisse.
Is there any like control boards in the room, or is it like just what we see on the map?
So if you would like to look around the room and investigate. Oh yeah, well, we'll do that in a second. But yeah, so if you look around, there is what you were standing on, a strange mechanical device looms in the center of the room like a wounded animal. Sparks dance wildly from its various wires and copper coils. It has clearly seen better days, and its outer shell is now spread across the room in so many ominously steaming chunks of shrapnel. There's the dead body that you've already seen. So if you examine what he's wearing, so there's a widening pool of thick red blood growing from his left side, or I guess right side, because this is his right arm. And the corpse is, well, now corpse, is wearing blue and black body armor and is wearing a helmet. And so if you see that little green square, all of the doors are marked with green squares like that. So that is a door there. The door of solid construction and is made out of the same metal as the walls. It is unlikely that you could find any way to destroy the door. The door is locked and barred if you try it, but there does seem to be a 3-digit sliding number lock next to the door. Presumably, it would be the way to open it. And now, you don't need to worry about this. I'm sure it's totally fine. But I'm going to start streaming my screen. Oh. I meant to click a different button, not leave. I'm going to share my screen.
I don't like this. I do not like what is happening.
Let's see. Is that? Oh, there we go. Clock. Go live. All right, you guys on Roll20 should now be able to see a clock application. Is that up for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, I see.
All right, this will be applicable throughout the campaign, so keep this somewhere you can find easily. And let's see, what do we have here? Here we go.
They're doing a scale.
All right. A timer has ominously started ticking in the fourth wall.
I'm going to search the body of the fellow.
All right. So you search the body. Unfortunately, he seems to have lost all of his gear. You don't see any weapons on him. You see, holsters for where weapons should have been. Vest where ammo clips would be. Presumably, he would normally have some sort of a rifle slung over his shoulder. There's even a holster for a pistol, which seems to be missing. And there's also a small sheath where a combat knife normally would have been, but that seems to be missing as well. If you do examine the body, you do find dog tags if you want to know the name of the person you failed to save.
Yeah, I'll look at the dog tags.
All right. His name is Jeffrey Dingler.
Does it have any 3 digits on there?
Nope. No digits on the dog tag. Well, I mean, there are digits, but there's nothing, like, you could pick 3 digits out of it. He does have a number on it, but there's no reason to believe that would be the solution to the lock.
I'm
gonna investigate the mysterious machine.
All right, that would be a technology check.
I have a 4 in technology, so that's 4d6k1.
Correct. All right, a 4. So that is going to be fair. Describe the mostly positive result of your action, but you must also include a negative or humorous effect. So in this case, I'll describe the bulk of it. So you look at the machine, and it is very difficult to tell what it was given its destroyed state. You can probably guess, given the fact that you were one place and then suddenly found yourself in another, that this might be some sort of a teleportation device. What is the negative or humorous effect, though?
A very large and dramatic shock that sets my hair on end.
All right, go ahead and give me a 1 die stress roll.
Do I have to if I have a cool?
No, actually, you can ignore a 1 die stress roll with 1 point of cool. Very good observation.
If he gets a 6, he could get an extra cool dice. Is that correct?
That is correct. So you can choose whether or not you
true.
want to roll it, but you have just as much of a chance of.
I would roll it quickly.
All right, a 3. So that is going to get you. That has stressed you, so you feel like the whole thing. Well, actually, first you will lose a die from an appropriate skill. So what skill are you going to reduce your current die in?
Wait, I thought this was a free roll because I have a cool.
Yeah.
No, you can choose to. So I'll clarify and let you choose. You can either ignore it and not roll it because of your 1 die of cool, or if you want to roll it in the hopes of getting a good roll, but you still have to take the bad result if you do that.
Let's not roll and let's figure out how to get out.
Then I don't want to roll it.
Minute
All right.
30 left.
Yeah, otherwise it would just be like a free chance to roll a 6, which would be silly. So yeah.
Do I see anything around the room that would indicate, I don't know, do I see any numbers on the wall?
No, so there's scorch marks along the wall. There are dented areas where shrapnel is impacted. There are no windows of any kind. The only light is coming from this flickering bulb above you. And no, there's no, like, letters scrawled in blood or anything else like that.
All right, I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3 in the keypad.
All right, you enter 1, 2, 3, press the button, and it gives you a little red light and a negative noise, kind of like an eh.
I'm going to ask the doctor, do you think you can hack this machine and open the door?
It seems I'm gonna have to. Boy, move out the way.
All right, that's going to be another technology roll.
46K1. Oops. Let's go.
Nice.
Attaboy, Doc.
All right. So you begin jiggering with the machine. Also, as a 6, that is going to get you 2 franchise dice. So, and that would be our timer up. So let's real quick resolve the dice.
Down to the wire.
I know. You got like 5 seconds left.
All right. So there's 2 dice in your franchise. So a little $sign over here.
Oh.
All right. So you begin jiggering with it, and you're barely even started to unscrew the faceplate and take off, start, getting into its internal wiring to start messing with it, when suddenly you feel a cold chill surround your body. Every hair stands on end, even more than your hair normally does. And you see the digits on the lock start to turn by themselves. And
hack it. Is that correct?
What was the question?
The doctor didn't he didn't hack the thing. It's like while he started to.
That's correct. So he had not yet even gotten the faceplate off. Are you gonna stand there? Are you gonna take a step back?
I'm gonna take a step back.
Well, you're already a step back. I'm mostly talking to
Yeah, I am going to continue to act like I'm hacking, like I'm the one doing this.
All right, so you're the only one who sees this as they start to change on their own. You see the first digit stops on 6. The second one starts spinning, stops on 6. And as the final digit falls still, you see that it is also a 6. So in total, 6, 6, 6. A quiet click sounds forth from the locking mechanism with all the finality of a final nail in the coffin. Slowly, the door begins to creep open. Inserted into the crack in the door and its frame comes a dark, wrinkled hand. Then, once the door is finally wide enough, with a horrifying wheeze comes a creature almost beyond any human understanding. It stands on two legs like a man, but there was never such a man as this. It hunches over so that its long arms almost reach the ground. Each of its hands are tipped in wicked, glistening black claws which scrape the floor. Its twisted frame is covered in dark blotchy skin that is at once wrinkled and stretched thin. The form of each of its bones is clearly visible, but across its body there are also spurs of bone which have erupted forth like jagged teeth from rotted gums. So, you see...
Great Scott.
This.
Ugh.
Let me now put its actual token on the board. And let's go ahead and open that door.
Let's close the door.
All right. So you see this creature. It is clearly extremely wounded. It has what appears to be multiple bullet holes. There is let's see. So there are multiple bullet holes. It has a broken leg, which it is dragging along behind it. One of its arms is broken. A piece of rebar is protruding from its head, stuck deeply into it near the left earlobe. This thing seems to be in pretty rough shape. But it sees you as it pushes its way through the door, and immediately you can see it begin to salivate, and it starts lurching toward. We'll go with the doctor because he's closest.
Run!
Can I? Am I in a position where I could throw like a vial of holy water, like right there, right where it's at?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. That'd be like what, athletic?
That would be technology.
Oh, okay. Is it? Because it's just like a little glass vial. I'm just curling it.
So it's technology because you're using your gear. So a large part of the roll for technology is just whether or not you even have that on you.
Okie dokie. Okay, that makes sense. So the 2d6 K1. You got a 4.
All right, that's not too bad. So that is going to get you to fair, a mostly positive result of your action, but it also includes a negative or humorous effect. So you throw the vial of holy water. Are you throwing it against the ground, at the creature itself?
So, like, as it's, I assume it's like in the process of walking in the room, right?
Yeah,
like,
it is currently lurching toward Dr. Gostenstein.
Yeah. So I'm throwing it like at the doorway as it comes through, if that makes sense.
So the vial fractures, sending out a bright flash of holy light, blinding you momentarily, your eyes having adjusted to the dim light around you, and splashes across the creature, who seems put off, but mostly from the light. It seems to be completely unaffected by the holy water itself. So you have slowed it down. However, what is this negative or humorous effect that goes along with it?
Let me see. I, in the process of throwing it, we'll say that a shard of glass has come and hit me in the cheek. Is that too harmless?
We'll go with that, and you managed in your hurry to reach for your vials of holy water to accidentally pull out and drop all of the others, which start to just drain out onto the floor, so you no longer have any holy water.
Well, they don't seem to be effective. I think we should say that.
But they're good flash bombs. All right. Yeah, and so that happens, and normally there would be a 1 die stress roll, but you have a point of cool, so I'm assuming you don't want to roll it.
That is correct.
Alrighty. So, yeah, it is momentarily staggered. However, it seems to be quickly blinking its eyes, and as its vision returns, it is going to continue lurching toward the doctor.
I'm going to pick up the guy's arm who just died and, I guess, start trying to hit the piece of rebarb deeper into the thing's head.
All right, that'll be an athletics roll.
All right. And that's keep the highest roll, right?
Correct. For skill rolls, you keep the highest. For stress rolls, you keep the lowest. Nice. All right, a 4. So you do manage to, you pick up the arm and start slamming it into the piece of rebar, and you do manage to clearly do some damage. The creature is definitely not enjoying this. It doesn't seem to have completely finished it off, however. What is the negative, or what is the negative consequence that goes along with that?
I'd probably get sick and throw up because like one of the fingers like falls off the hand and like lands in my face.
All right. Yeah, I think that is probably a 3 die stress roll, trying to beat a horrifying creature to death with the arm of a recently deceased person.
And is that one's low, right?
Yes, that is going to be keep lowest, so you could do Kale 1. Yeah.
Oh dear.
All right.
Oh dear.
Well, you get to drop the lowest because of your 1 point of cool, so that's actually a 4. So you are going to suffer a 1 die penalty on your next skill roll. So you don't permanently lose any, or permanently as in this job. But your next roll will be at a 1 die penalty, so hopefully one of us will remember that is the case. All right, so Shaggy is now vomiting projectile, or Shaggy, Scruffy is now projectile vomiting across the room. Is good old Dr. Grostenstein gonna do anything?
I'm gonna shriek and run away.
All right, that would be an athletics.
Does he get like a bonus because it was hesitated for a second? It was stunned for a second?
Sure. I'll give him a 1 die bonus. So go ahead and roll with an extra die. Also, keep in mind, if you want to spend out of your pool... Oh, that's something we never did, actually. Let's go back to this page. So you start out with 5 dice, which I've just put places, but you can put them wherever you want. So arrange your dice how you want. Library card is for your academics, credit card is for your technology, and the gym card is for your athletics rolls. Bank can be applied to any of them, but is risky. So how do you want to allocate your franchise dice?
I think how it is looks good to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So keep in mind where these are. I know it's awkward because you can't see them unless I move you over to this page.
I think... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think we're going to want an extra one in technology, right? Because that way... Because I have a feeling this is going to be a game that requires a lot of, like... Hey, I need to transport myself back to where we came from. I need a tool to fix the teleporter, for instance. Do we want to move one from the gym to the tech?
Sure.
That way, just to like give us that little safety blanket.
All right, sounds good. Do you want to spend any dice out of your franchise dice at the moment?
No.
When do we have to decide that?
Before you make the roll. So basically, when you are going to make a roll, you can choose to use one of your franchise dice to buff it.
That felt so good. I just said no, hit the enter key, and got a 6.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so you scream and run away like a little girl. So go ahead, and you can describe that however you would like, and you gain another 2 franchise dice. So I'll go ahead and put those in for you real quick.
Yeah, I think the action speaks for itself. I'm not gonna do an impression here for you guys, but I'm gonna end up hiding behind. What's your name, Abe?
Turin.
Turin. What is that from?
It's from the sons of Hurin, or the children of Turin. Turin is the son of Hurin. It's a book that Jared Tolkien wrote.
Oh.
That's why I was saying I was like completely unoriginal.
Yeah, well, you know what they say: great artists steal.
Yeah, good artists are great artists. They steal.
All right. Well, you have successfully gotten away from the creature. It is still limping forward. At this point, it is still going for the closest, so it's going to move over towards Scraffy.
Can I pull out a Bowie knife and try and stab it?
Let's get a tech roll and see if you have a Bowie knife.
All right, let's see. I only have 2 dice. I do only have 2 dice. Sorry, that was very loud.
All right. You do, in fact, have a Bowie knife. You can now roll athletics if you would like to do some stabby stabs.
And we also get 2 franchise dice, right?
Not for this one. Since
So
you were
what
just
roll-
checking to see if you had an item.
Okay, cool beans. And that's athletics.
Yeah. Did you fall down?
3. That's not bad.
All right, a 4. So that is gonna get you fair. So you run at the creature as it is stumbling over toward Shaggy, and it has already gotten a hold of Shaggy, who it was too busy projectile vomiting to run away or protect himself. And its long claws have like dug into his leg. So let's go ahead and get a 3 die stress roll for Shaggy. All right, so that is a 4. Since you dropped the lowest for your cool, and you will now suffer another 1 die penalty for your next skill roll. So your next 2 rolls will be with 1 less die. But yeah, so Turin, you are able to run up behind the creature, and just as it is starting to rear back for another strike across Shaggy, this one almost certainly to a much more vital area, you stab the creature right at the base of its skull, and the creature wheezes and falls down dead. But unfortunately, this is your downside for the 4. Your blade snaps in half at the hilt.
Take it. Hell. I say. Kind of my bread.
All right, the door is open. The creature is now lying dead on top of the corpse of the soldier.
We're just starting a little pile here. Every time we find a dead body, we should just drag it and put it back here.
There you go. No spoilers, but someone else has that idea too.
Somebody should probably grab the Bowie knife that was already in the creature.
Oh!
No, it's a piece of rebar.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was also... Oh, those were just knife wounds.
Yeah.
So it has gunshot wounds. So let's see.
Yeah.
Are you examining the creature in detail?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So it has been shot nearly a dozen times. It has a broken leg, a broken arm, and a piece of rebar protruding from its head. So those are its injuries. It seems to have a few shreds of cloth across its body, but most of any clothing the creature may have been wearing, because these appear to be clothing that, It's not like the creature dressed itself. It's like a werewolf transformation, it seems like, right? Where it has like scraps of clothing left over from presumably what it was wearing before it became such a creature.
Can I examine the creature to see if I know what it is? Or like what kind of thing it is?
Sure, that would be an academics roll.
And since I have a history in this kind of business, would I get an extra dice in identification?
What was your skill again? Let's see.
My skill was
Demon hunting. No, demon
yeah,
hunting would not be applicable in this case.
Oh, it looks demonic.
It sure does.
That'd be R3K1. Let's go.
All right. You successfully realize that you do not know what this creature is.
Dang it.
But we get franchise.
I guess I'll give you franchise dice in this case.
It was a double 6.
I'll give you some dice, because I'm nice. All right, I'll put your dice in.
Doesn't seem to be anything arcane in origin or cult. What do you think, Doc?
Well, I guess if nobody else is gonna do it, Scruffy will grab the piece of rebarb out of the creature's head.
You will get a stress roll if you do that.
Okay, well, do we have any other weapons?
Not particularly. You were not prepared for this at all. So you have some gear on your persons. Mostly you will need to roll technology to be like, oh, I have that Bowie knife that I carry around all the time, like Abe did earlier. But no, in general, you are not particularly well armed.
I would say this is like a good idea for somebody to grab it, but...
All right. And apropos of nothing, I may just be setting up another timer here. Don't even worry about it.
Oh my goodness, boy. This isn't even that disgusting. I'll grab it.
All right. We have a timer running now.
I just saw the title you put on the timer.
Yeah. All right. So, Dr. Ghostenstein, I don't think there's a roll to see if you succeed. You'll be able to do it. Go ahead and give me a 3-die stress roll.
So
All right, a 5. Not bad. So a 5 will get you blase, no effects. You just don't care.
Brain schmains.
Yeah, there's definitely like bits of brain matter stuck onto the end of the rebar. And you're able, but with
I'll wipe it off on my lab coat and hand it to Scruffy.
Nice. But yeah, you're able to, with a great deal of effort, you're able to wrench it free with a sickening squelch.
You act like you never seen brains before. Here, I wiped it off.
Thank you.
At this point, I'm going to step over the body and kind of inch this hall.
All right. Yeah, so the hull seems to be made of similar materials to the building that you were in. So it is all smooth gray metal. There are occasional, reinforcement structures and whatnot. And you can see, like I pointed out, green boxes are doors. So you are currently standing between 2 different doors.
All right, I'm going to try and open this one on the left here.
All right. So the one to the north?
Yeah, the northern door.
All right. So you go and reach for the door, and it does not appear to be locked, so it opens up easily enough. And
step in the room and look around.
let's see. This is number 2. Where did... Oh, here it is. All right. So, as you enter the room, you hear the crunch of broken glass under your feet, and the acrid smell of unknown chemicals clings to your throat with every breath. In the dim light provided by several flickering bulbs, you see what must have once been a well-stocked chemical laboratory, but now it has been reduced to messy piles of wickedly glinting glass shards and discarded apparati. There is a large table in the middle of the room. Various microscopes across the table that are actually still standing correctly and seem to be looking at some sort of material in petri dishes. There is an emergency shower, so that's this little box right here. Actually, no, that's these things here. Boop and boop. So those are emergency showers in case of a chemical spill. And if you are you examining the room thoroughly, I assume?
Yes.
All right. You also find a handwritten note on the table.
I read it.
All right. So let me go ahead and throw that in chat for you. And it says, early results have been very positive. The final results of the growths are very strong, rivaling even Kevlar in strength and flexibility. We will continue to research into increased resistances to chemical agents.
Doesn't seem good.
I want to read the clipboards to see what chemical agents they're using.
So the clipboards are largely illegible. It seems that chemicals have spilled across them. So it's difficult for you to really tell what any of it is.
Can I roll to see if I can recognize the smell?
Yeah, go ahead. That would be a tech roll. Keep in mind there are also those microscopes which seem to be examining something if you want to check them out.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right. A 2. Not quite what you were hoping for. So, bad. The GM decides your fate, and you may suggest something suitably negative. So, what is your suitably negative suggestion?
I try a little bit too eagerly to smell the chemicals and singe my nostrils.
All right.
Can't smell anything anymore.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give me a 2-die stress roll.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Ouch.
Jason.
All right, you really burnt the heck out of your nose. So you go in for like a whiff right out of the, like there's a broken beaker with a blue liquid still pooled in the bottom of it, and you go in straight in for a whiff, and it does in fact singe your nose hairs. And yeah, it's not great. So yeah, you completely lose any cool. So go ahead and set your cool to 0. And you lose a number of skill dice equal to the number of stress dice rolled. So you are going to need to reduce your skills by 2 points. You could do 2 in the same one, 1 point in 2 different ones. What are you going to go for?
So can that set things to 0 or no?
It can. However, if you set one of your skills to 0, it means that you will automatically fail that.
Oh goodness.
So it is
Okay,
really
so
bad if something goes to 0.
I'll reduce 1 of each in my academics and technology.
All right, so that's academics is down to 2 and tech is down to a 3. So yeah, so you are like, the burn is making your head feel fuzzy, thus the loss in academics, and also making it difficult for you to concentrate on any complicated subjects. Thus, the lack in tech, I think, will be what we go with.
Mad scientists be sniffing chemicals.
Exactly.
Hey, Doc, stop huffing over there and see if you can't see anything in this petri dish.
Why don't you look in the damn petri dish? My nose is on fire.
All just swirling little dots. To me.
I mean, you
Oh
can
my-
you can roll
out of the
tech if
way.
you want to actually, or tech or academics if you want to actually try and identify it.
Oh, I can?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to.
Hey,
just
Doc seems like he's got
All
to
right,
figure it out.
cool. A 5. All right, so you look at it, and it's very interesting. So it seems to be some sort of biological matter. However, what's strange about it is, as you are looking at it under this degree of magnification, it is the cells themselves have a strange hexagonal build to them, something you've never seen before.
Ooh.
I think a 5. I think a 5 gets you 1 franchise die. Let's see. 5. Yep, gain 1 franchise die. So let me give that to you real quick.
And so what are the franchise die used for again?
So normally they
Anything.
would be used between sessions to reduce stress. Like basically you're spending money to go on vacations, reduce your stress. And anything that you don't have to spend on reducing stress would then go into your franchise dice where you can put them on the different cards to actually spend in a mission. In this case, because this game is expected to be a one-shot, I will actually afford you the opportunity at one point to use those dice. Either to repair damage done to you, so you could get those die that were reduced earlier back to normal, or you can throw them into categories later, but I will tell you when that is the case.
Cool.
Well,
If you'd
Seems
like to
like
wash the brains off of your lab coat / the crowbar, those showers are there.
Nah, I like the flavor that it gives.
I'm going to try this door. I'm going to leave the room. I'm just going to go, and then try and open this door.
All right.
To the south.
This door is also unlocked, and you're able to get it open easily enough.
I am going to look around once I step. Oh, it's kind of dark in here.
It's dark everywhere. Also, step back into the hallway. Don't go so fast. I need to read the room description and stuff.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Which room is this? Number 4. All right.
I think it's the room that has the teleporter home.
All right. Oh, one thing I should point out, on the door there was a biohazard sign.
Oh. The one behind the dock.
Ignoring the biohazard sign posted on the door to this room, you open the door and make your way inside. Along the entire left side of the room are shelves, cabinets, and workbenches covered in strange boxes and tubs whose labels are esoteric and make little sense to you. Dominating the greater portion of the room is a hulking dark machine. On its side are control panels with blinking blue and red buttons, along with a readout of some sort. However, the entire panel has become dim, and it is hard to make anything out. On the far end of the machine, a large tray with like a mortician's bed protrudes from a large circular hole. Sitting upon it, like a repugnant witch's mole, is a disgusting bulbous thing, writhing in a puddle of foul brown liquid. Its body is round, but it has 4 strange protruding limbs tipped with such suction cups. As you approach it, you realize it is giving off an unnatural, low keening sound.
I'm going to try and discern what the esoteric symbols mean on the content shelves, and since I have a background in cult type things, is that something that I would get an extra dice for?
No, that would not be related to demonology or demon hunting. But yes, you can roll academics if you would like to try and identify the components on the shelves. All right, a 5. So you look at the containers, and it appears that the containers on the left wall simply contain various powders and pastes. They seem to be organic ingredients.
But I don't recognize.
I mean, there are a few you kind of sort of recognize as being, like biological material, but nothing particularly out of the ordinary in that area.
So like cardamom or cinnamon or allspice.
Exactly.
I'm gonna try and. Is this like a screen in the wall, or what is this black thing?
If you remember, it says, dominating the greater portion of the room is a hulking dark machine, which would be what you're looking at. On its side is a control panel with blinking blue and red light buttons, along with a readout of some sort. However, the entire panel has become dim, and it's difficult to make anything out. You could roll to try and figure out what the readout says, though.
I'm going to do that. That'd be a tech or a academic.
That would probably be... I don't know. Let's go tech.
Okay.
Nice. All right, so you have to squint rather hard, but you're pretty sure that the output is giving the status on something called a vacuum pump.
Is there a kill button?
The buttons are not well labeled, so you are not sure.
Like a big red button that looks like it might be a kill button?
There are definitely plenty of big red buttons you could start pushing.
Well, dog walker, what do you think this animal is?
Jinkies doesn't look like any animal I've ever seen.
I'm pretty sure this Jinkies was just Velma's thing. Wouldn't his be Zoinks?
Probably. Zoinks! Doesn't look like anything I've ever seen.
And I also did give you your franchise dice for that 6.
Nice. I wouldn't get that close to it, man. I'm standing a good, what is this? 20 feet away from it on purpose. I am going to roll to see if I can identify the creature.
All right. Academics, I guess?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's freaking fracking go.
And
260.
14-minute warning on that last timer I set, by the way.
Okay, good to know.
All right. You are successfully able to identify that you don't know what this is either.
Okay, I didn't think so.
It is a misshapen lump of organic material. It continues to give off this low keening sound. And all you know is that the readout seems to have it labeled as a vacuum pump.
Not Shaggy. Shoot. Scruffy. When I say Scruffy, I just think of Scooby-Doo's little nephew, Scrappy. But anywho, Scruffy, why don't you go hit it with that rebar?
Why?
To kill it.
Why? We don't even know if it's
I don't
alive.
know. Maybe because the entire area that we're in is covered in blood, and everything that we've seen that's alive and well and not dying has been trying to kill us.
Fine. Oops, I accidentally just walked through the wall.
Huh?
I'm surprised it let you. I must not have set the bounds checking. Let me do that real quick. Here we go.
This is gonna go so badly, but sure, I will hit it with the
all right,
rebarb.
try walking through the door again, or the wall again, Anna.
Yep, can't walk through now.
All right, cool. All right.
And it's like,
So you bring the rebar down on it, and it seems to be quite soft. So you are able to pretty easily damage it significantly. However, it starts spraying those brown liquids that it is sitting in all over you. So let's get a 2-die stress roll. Nice. Actually, that's great because you have 1 point of cool still, right?
Heyo, yeah.
So go ahead and give yourself a second point of cool as you are actually able to, find your courage and brush it off. Actually, quite confidently.
Yeah. Had worse from dogs.
what?
I said I've had worse from dogs on me.
Have you ever tried to express a dog's anal polyps?
Basically.
Sad that is a thing that you have real world experience with.
Yep.
All right. Doc, could you identify this machine?
No.
All right, guys, I've got a bad feeling about things.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get moving.
I agree. Why can I not move? Oh, because I'm on the wrong thing. I'm gonna go back out into the hall. I'm gonna shut
I'm
the
gonna
door.
let someone else lead.
All right. So you proceed up the hall. And yeah, you find another door right here.
I'm gonna go in.
All right. You attempt to open the door. And let's see. This is also unlocked, so the door is easy enough to open. I wouldn't suggest going too far into rooms before you know what's in there. Just saying.
I'm just standing at the entrance right here.
All right. Number 3. Yeah. As you enter the room, the cloying scent of putrefying meat assaults your senses and sets your head spinning. Unfortunately, the sights in this room are not much better than the smells. The first thing that you notice is that some huge force has bodily torn the door from its hinges and left it lying in the hallway. Forgot about that.
Oh.
You did not open the door. It was already open.
I would have gone in much more tepidly.
Making your way further into the room, you see that there is also a large hole in what appears to be some sort of large cage. The hole is large enough for an above-average man to step into without stooping. Scattered about the room are various other cages in different sizes, ranging from the size of a bird cage to large enough to hold an average-sized cow. In the far back corner, you see a large industrial refrigerator with its door hanging wide open, and spilling from its front are large slabs of flesh, which seem to be the cause of the stench.
Well, at least the stench for 2 of us.
Doesn't affect me.
So all these cages are empty?
Correct. All of the cages are empty. However, this cage over here, you see some sort of a creature. It looks like a pig, but it looks as much like a pig as that monster you fought earlier looks like a human.
Which cage? I missed.
This cage right here.
Are you pointing at something?
Right here.
I think you might be on a different layer.
Oh. I am in the lighting layer. Right here.
Nice.
I don't know why the layer would matter when you ping, but
I don't
whatever.
know either. All
right. So, Jason, you step closer to that refrigerator when suddenly So looking in the refrigerator, you can see not only these large slabs of meat, there also appears to be a human corpse in there. And as you step closer, the corpse begins to twitch, and then suddenly bursting out from this corpse, you see several creatures. Oh, great. I have to change these also to be PNG because reasons. There you go. You should be able to see the creature now.
Ew.
It's cute.
That's a word.
So several creatures come bursting out of the body. And they appear to be extremely aggressive.
I am going to check for my trusty, dusty sidearm revolver.
You don't have it.
Okay. What if I got like 3 6s?
If you get 3 6s, I'll let you have it.
Cool. Can I have an extra dice?
No. Not unless you want to
dang.
spend from your credit card.
Nah, I'll be good.
What about my cyanide rat poison?
If you get a 6 on a tech roll.
I want to use one of those dice to get back up to my 4. One of our credit card dice.
All right, so you want to spend one of the dice out of your credit card?
Yes,
All right,
please.
there is now only 1 die in your credit card. So you have 1 die in each library, credit card, gym, and your bank.
Dang.
All
I
right.
still missed.
So you search around for your rat poison, and all you manage to find is a few sticks of chewing gum.
Hey, if the rat is chewing on the gum, they can't be chewing.
Come on, give him a pen. We can make a bomb.
I am gonna try to feed the rabid whatever's ferrets the gum. I'm just gonna toss it at him in a panic.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics.
I need an athletics to litter gum on the ground.
In this case, yes.
Ugh.
Ooh.
All right, so you know the drill. Go ahead and reduce by 2 more points. You start trying to throw gum at them when one of them launches itself at you and begins to gnaw at your hand, and you, in a panic, fling it away and go running to the other side of the room. You're now injured.
Can I throw the hilt of my Bowie knife at one of them?
Yes.
All right.
It's going to be also athletics.
Don't fail me now, boys.
I think we should just run away.
Um,
They're just gonna follow us.
yeah.
We can go
We
to
can
the
let the pig
lab.
out, and the pig can eat them.
The pig is
Oh.
dead. The pig is very dead. So you can see damage done to the bars around the pig's cage, and it seems to have been torn apart by some sort of creatures.
By these creatures. I got a 5.
All right. So you do manage to throw your Bowie knife at one of the creatures, and enough of the broken hilt or broken blade is still there that it pierces one of the creatures and does kill it. What is the minor negative downside while I give you guys another franchise
that be-
dice?
Wouldn't that be only if it was a 4 or no?
Let me check to be sure. I think 5 had... Oh, yeah, you're right. 4 is where there's mostly positive. So, yeah, you're good. You get 1 franchise die.
All right, y'all.
I guess I'll go over and start swinging at them with the rebar.
All right, it's going to be another athletics check.
And then I've got -1. So that's 3.
All right, let me give you one more franchise die. And yeah, Shaggy, once again, or Shaggy, Scruffy, once again, you kind of activate your beast mode and begin wailing at them wildly, you know, almost frantically, after seeing what they did to Doc. And you are able to pulverize the other two creatures. However, there is going to be a 3-die stress roll.
Got a 1.
Well, you have 2 cool though, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. So
You
I got
now
a
have
6.
3 cool.
Righteous.
Yeah.
So
Let's make Shaggy do all the stressful things.
that is the maximum amount of cool that you can have. So you now have maxed out your cool.
Righteous
Okay.
man.
Let's quickly leave this room, y'all. And about like a minute and 30 seconds, you know, coming from nowhere, but yeah. I just don't think we should be in any of these rooms when that happens.
Do you think the hallway is safer?
Maybe.
Seems like not, but is there a chance for me to heal some of this damage?
If you can find a place to rest, where you seem to be safe, yes, you can take a break and use some of your franchise dice that you've earned.
Go first.
All right,
Are we
so
going left or right?
I trust Shaggy. Shaggy makes the decision.
We're gonna look at the doors.
all right, so you continue down the hallway. There is still occasional, very dim lights throughout the facility. If you have tried any light switches, they don't seem to do anything. It appears that the facility is running on emergency power. And down the hallway, past where you can see, you hear uncomfortable squelching and ripping noises coming from the north.
Guys,
we're running out of time.
Are we going left or right?
You pick.
That's not fair. Are we going left or not?
Right.
What does the door say?
All right, we're going right.
All right. So the doors are not labeled because I'm not gonna explain why. The doors are generally things are not labeled. All right, you get the door open, and we will resolve that timer completing soon. For now, though, let's go ahead and give you a description of the room. So, the door to this room was already ajar, so entry takes very little effort. As the door swings open, it creaks loudly, causing eerie sounds to reverberate down the empty hall. Inside are 6 beds, each of which has a large chest at its foot. Several beds have dirty white restraining cords still attached to their sides, but now all of them are torn and shredded beyond comfortable use.
Is it supposed to be black and white? Everything?
You are in dim light, so yes.
Oh. Okay, cool.
You guys have not found any sources of actual full light.
I am going to go look in the chest. I'm going to close the door after I come in.
All right.
and
Well,
look in the chest.
first something's going to happen. That timer finished.
Can I close the door and brace it before that happens?
Nope.
Pick up all the chests and
Can
put them
I
in front of
hide under the bed?
So you barely just start entering the door when suddenly thunderous thuds coming from around you echo throughout the hallway into the rooms. You even hear one thud which seems to be coming directly from the room that you're in. And you see, so now that you are, the first room that you were in didn't have any windows. All of the rest of these rooms actually do have small reinforced windows that you could look out if you would like to. But yeah, you hear this loud thump just deafeningly loud, as if some enormous creature were attempting to break open the building that you are in. And you see small cracks or weak points starting to form, and a trickle of water begins. And you can see the ground very, very slowly, but puddles are starting to spread.
I'm going to look out the window.
All right, you go up to the porthole, and you look out, and there is nothing but an inky black void.
Guys, I thought we were on the moon, but it turns out we're underwater. What?
I don't want to drown.
This is good. This means we need to go up. We have now figured out which direction to go in.
Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna look in the chests.
All right. So you start looking through the chests. They're not in the greatest condition, but are largely still in one piece. How long are you planning to spend looking through everything?
Not long. I'm kind of rummaging through to be like a once over.
All right. So give me a.
You got her.
Let's go. Tech, I think, makes the most sense here.
4.
All right. So you're able to find some things of use, including a few notes that do confirm some suspicions that you had. So, reading through a few of the notes rather hurriedly, you are able to determine that you are, in fact, in an underwater research facility. And they seem to be reaching some sort of a major breakthrough, or we're on the cusp of reaching some sort of major breakthrough. You also find some rather disturbing references in a lot of these notes, where it seems that the people here were starting to have horrible nightmares on a very consistent basis. Nightmares bad enough that the restraining straps are actually there to keep people restrained at night so that they don't harm themselves or others during these nightmares. You are also able to find 3 pocket knives and a signed baseball bat.
Who signed it?
Signed by who?
Jim Curry,
Oh my gosh, he's my favorite player. How did
President Donald Trump.
you know? He signed a baseball bat? Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
Signed former President Donald Trump. Please get me out of jail.
Nice. Alright. So, I'm gonna, guys, found some knives. I'm gonna distribute them to you all. I'm gonna give each person a knife. I'll put the knife in my pocket and I'm gonna
right, and these
test
are-
the bat.
Pocket knives, keep in mind.
Hey!
They are small. So don't expect to be like, stabbing a bitch with these.
Well, I mean, you could stab somebody.
Yeah, just it's not gonna be the most efficient weapon. But it's better
Listen,
than nothing.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Shaggy, are you gonna trade out your rebar for the baseball bat? Sorry, Scruffy.
I don't know. It seems like to whatever his name is, kind of claimed it already.
So
Doesn't seem like
Turin's gonna keep it then?
Share.
Well, you've got a metal club, dude. I figure a metal club is better than a wooden one.
I think it's not very long, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll keep. I'll keep.
If
I'll
you
keep
want the
my.
metal one,
Guess
I mean,
I'll
if you want
keep
the wood
my
one.
rebar.
All right, cool. So we've been going for about 2 hours now. Do we want to keep going, or do we want to wrap up here?
I'm open for either.
I'm good to keep going.
All right, then we will keep going. So you're headed back out into the hallway?
Yes. All right. Let's have a priorities talk real quick, Jill. Do we want to rush through and try and find something, or do we want to look in every room?
We want to look in all the rooms.
I'm good with either.
You gotta have an opinion on something someday.
I have opinions on a lot of things that just aren't
Uh-huh.
exactly where we should go.
Okay, so I'm talking about a strategy of rushing through everything or kind of going through things more methodically.
I mean, going through things methodically has been nice because it's given us some like assets, but it also seems like we very much do not have a ton of time.
Yeah, I said we go through the rooms, but we start doing it faster. If we see a bad guy in them, we just run. All right, let's try this door.
All right. So you attempt the door. Once again, it is unlocked and is easy enough to open.
All right.
So as you enter the room, you hear the regular sound of dripping liquid coming from the far back corner. There are a number of urinals on the left, and in front of you are a row of sinks. They all seem to be covered in some sort of grainy green slime. To your right are what you assume to be bathroom stalls, and further down is a dark aperture from which the dripping sound seems to be coming.
I say we give this room a once-over and then leave. Does that sound good to everyone?
Sounds good to me.
Right. What is this black thing in the middle? It's right there.
This is a drain.
Yep.
Oh, it's a drain?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I help you with that, sir? All right. So, I am. I'm not a second. I love you.
All right, so you're going to begin examining the room.
Yeah, kind of quickly though. Not like I'm not. I'm
I think
moving a
we should
little.
go in this first
be
stall.
a disgusting bathroom.
Right?
Oh yeah,
Like,
it is a very disgusting bathroom.
It's like this is a gas station and got one of those signs that's like, tell us if our bathroom needs work. I'm telling them, I'm like, hey, listen.
All right,
I really
so
don't feel it. But y'all bathrooms stinks.
all right, so going through, the urinals seem to be leaking. If you try any of the sinks, the water is still running. In the stalls, this one here is locked, and you don't seem to be able to find any way in other than climbing over the top of it. These stalls actually do extend all the way down to the ground, so you cannot climb under the partitions. If you continue around back toward these showers here, which you have, you determine that the source of the dripping noise was just one of the showers.
All right. Well, we've all been illuminated, and I think we should go to the next room.
All right, so you go back into the hull. The squelching and tearing noises are continuing up to your north.
I'm gonna be quieter as I walk now. If that makes a difference.
It very well might.
Okay. Kind of looks like I'm coming from the opening here. I'm kind of gonna like stop and.
Yeah. So as you're going on, you do find yourself going toward what appears to be an opening into a larger room. Those noises are continuing to grow louder, however. And you can now hear guttural grumbling and growling in addition.
I haven't like seen anything that would make me think that, oh, hey, there's a escape hatch with a boat.
Nothing that you have seen so far. There aren't even any exits to the exterior. The closest you found have been those porthole windows that allow you to look out, but you really can't see much.
And there's nothing that says exit and has a arrow pointing.
Correct.
I feel like it's a violation somewhere. But okay.
So actually,
When
you have a building that is designed for security, in order to prevent attacks or like someone breaking in, being able to get around and actually do anything, in facilities that require a great deal of security like this one would, nothing is labeled. You have plain doors with just numbers. So the door wouldn't say, break room. It would just say 101. And you would just have to know what that meant. And things are purposefully not labeled in a way to make it easy for someone without a pre-existing familiarity with the space to do anything.
So like OSHA, if I was like, hey y'all, it's gonna be a fire one day and we're all gonna die. Like, well, it's part of the risk.
That's what fire drills are for.
All right. I suppose I'm going to. Do I see anything when I step up to like the entrance of the room?
Do you see anything right now?
No.
Then you don't.
But like, if I squint really, really hard.
Nope. The light is very dim. You can barely see your surroundings.
Okay, sweet. Alright,
Alright, stepping in enough, you now see what appears to be a pool of blood ahead of you.
Oh no.
I am going to very quietly turn back and motion up there and like whisper. So like, my compadres know.
I'm going to heft my rebarb.
You're going to what?
Got my hefty rebarb, and I've got it up, ready.
I'm going to quietly kind of try and scoot along this wall.
Alright.
Is that something I can do?
That is something you can do.
Alright, I'm scooting.
All right, so now, as you step further into the room, you can see that the blood is coming from a person, and it's very hard to see, but you make out three humanoid figures that seem to be tearing into this person on the ground, ripping out handfuls of flesh, and munching on them hungrily. And as you step further in, they look up at you. And these three creatures see you and begin to aggressively growl, and they start to move in your direction.
What if I scoot quieter?
They've already spotted you.
Run for your lives!
I think we're gonna have to deal with these things.
What if we run back to the lab and shut the door?
One thing I will point out, these appear to be the same creatures as the one you fought earlier. However, these are in perfect health. They do not appear to be wounded or damaged like the last one was, which was clearly on its last leg. Literally, it had a broken leg. Had been shot a dozen times, rebar in the head.
Do we have anything to start a fire?
Not that I am aware of.
Are you asking, like, would you be able to make a roll?
All right, they're starting to come towards you.
All right, I'm going to heft the baseball bat, and I am going to, I'm going to motion Shaggy to step back and say, move back. And I'm going to stand right here.
All right.
With the baseball bat.
They're going to keep coming at you.
I'm going to tell Shaggy to get one more step back.
I don't think... I agree with Doc. I think we should run.
No, we're going to take them one at a time, right here.
We don't have bullets.
Where are we going to run?
To the lab.
Okay, fine.
See if we can find something there to
run
do something.
To the lab.
Alright, we're going to run.
All right.
Run. Run.
Help. My computer's like glitching out. I'm not meaning to like jump all over the place.
All right, athletic checks from everyone.
All right.
What type of checks?
Athletics.
I got a 5.
Nice.
God,
Ooh, look at Jason.
Nice. Getting us that dice.
It's that adrenaline. Step ahead.
Sorry, y'all. My computer, I don't know why. It's like every time I pick up my guy, it like moves him north, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I've had that before where my mouse just starts glitching out on Roll20. I don't know why. All right, so you book it, and you're headed back toward the lab then?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So these creatures follow at a rapid pace, but you
now
do
we're-
seem to have a lead. So you have a few moments in the lab. What are you going to do?
I'm shutting the door. And Doc, do any of these chemicals look like they could be corrosive?
Yes, they corroded my nostrils.
Then grab that one.
I grabbed the chemical from the beaker that I smelled earlier. That was broken.
All right, Shaggy, dip your.
All right.
Dip your
If you
little-
want to do that, it is in a broken container. I will need an athletics roll for you not to damage yourself.
I can give you
in
a
that
plus,
case, I
but-
point to it and say that one.
All right, I'm gonna pick it. Oh, is Shaggy doing it?
Oh, I was just gonna like roll my thing in it.
Then do
Keep
that.
in mind, so this room does have places you could hide under desks, under the table. There's this kind of like box over here.
I'm gonna hide under the table.
Are we hiding? Is that the decision?
I think we should hide.
Okay. I will hide as well then. Are these showers? Gosh dang it! Stop that. Are these showers? Are they like? We should have hidden the bathrooms. Dang it! Are these showers like? What's the word I'm looking for? Are they like? Enclosed showers, or is
No.
it just like?
Completely open. So it's just a shower head jutting from the wall, basically, and then there is drains on the floor where the water would go, presumably.
I'm going to hide in this corner underneath this like desk here.
All right. So you wait for a
I'll take my
few
back.
breathless moments as you hear the creatures very faintly. You hear their footsteps pounding down the hallway, and then silence for
Why?
what seems like an interminable amount of time before finally, straining every nerve to try and hear what's going on, you hear the creaking of the door being opened. And then a soft shuffling as one of the creatures comes into the room. It appears to be looking around, knocks a few things off of the shelves. And then after a few moments, it seems to give up searching and goes back out.
Did you say it left?
Correct.
Okay, it's still here on my screen. I don't know if that's just mine.
Yeah, it should be gone.
Okay, cool things. All right, then I just wanted to make sure I didn't like step out and you're like, gotcha.
Now you're dead.
Alrighty. Well, assuming it went back to its spot, how do we want to deal with that? Well,
All right. Apropos of nothing, one of the
Gosh,
timers
I
starts up
knew
again.
it. I knew it. All right, y'all. Here's what we need to do. We need to either take that thing and release it so it can cause a distraction for these things. B, have two of us raiding in this room, and then have one of us get the creature's attention, run all the way down and hide in one of the rooms, while the other two of us kind of go in and make it past. Or, yeah, those are my thoughts. If we don't want to fight them. This one, like releasing the creature down here, is like a wild shot. I have no idea what that's gonna do.
They smashed that creature.
No,
Yeah.
you poked it.
No,
Did it die?
you had
smashed
him. Yeah, you had him smash it. It squirted brown
Oh.
fluids everywhere.
Well, then I would have released the vacuum pump. Okay. Given that, I'm going to go into this room. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna like mess with this machine because it's gonna do something.
All right, so you're gonna just start pushing buttons.
I'm going to start pushing buttons.
All right, so you press a few buttons and it doesn't seem to do anything, but then you find a particularly large and enticing red button, and hitting it, there's suddenly a loud noise as the machine seems to like attempt to do something, and the shelf with the organic matter on it suddenly lurches. And that's it.
Exactly. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look at the shelf with the organic matter.
It is a shelf similar to what you would see in like a morgue for like, you know, it slides in and out of this big black box.
Oh no. Oh no. There's a dead body in there. It's gonna come to life. It's already come to life.
Well, you've seen what's on the shelf. It's that weird organic thing.
The thing we smashed.
Yes,
Oh.
it is smashed.
Oh. Ah.
The organic mass is no longer making any noise. It's no longer moving. It is just sitting there in a puddle of brown liquid. It smells horrible.
Mm. That's weird. Yeah, my child started like licking my heel, and it was just strange. All right, Shaggy, you go make a distraction. Not Shaggy, Scruffy, and the rest of us will hide in the room with the chests, and we'll get by.
Okay, this seems like a bad plan, but
Do you have a
okay.
better plan?
No, I don't.
Anybody else have a better plan?
No.
Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. That's right. I'm not trying to go in the wall, I swear. Hold on. It's gonna take me a while to get to the end of the hall. Alright.
All right, Doc, are you also headed with the rest of the group, or are you still hiding under the table?
It took me a while to steal my resolve.
Yeah, no, you're definitely shaken. You've had some pretty close calls.
Alright, we're gonna hide in.
So as you go down the hallway, you now, when you go past this door here, you hear a similar noise to what you heard before in the room to the north, but now it seems to be coming from within that room down here.
Oh, nice. Maybe they all moved. Hadassah, don't do that. Hadassah.
I vote we go by it very, very carefully and kind of look up here.
You okay, please?
Yeah. Like squeaky?
Where's that hurt, Passy?
Don't know.
Alright, I like that plan.
Why are you looking?
She was licking my heel earlier, I told
All right, so Shaggy, you're gonna slowly make your way up the hallway once again.
Yeah.
All
Kind
right.
of.
So it is now silent in the room as you enter it. Once a sight of merriment and camaraderie, in the dim flickering lights, this recreational room has taken on a rather ghastly pallor. Chairs, discarded decks of playing cards, and the scattered pieces of various board games litter the floor. Over to your right, a television flickers and splutters as the speakers spit forth distracting static. Another television set stands silent and dark on the other side of the room. There's a large table in the center of the room, and behind it, two more smaller tables. Each of them is covered in a disarray of assorted items, but this is not what really draws your attention. Lying at your feet is what remains of an unfortunate soul who had the ill luck of running afoul of the creatures who have been hounding your every steps. The creatures seem to have a predilection for soft flesh, and you can see that they have sucked the eyes out of the skull, leaving dark, gaping holes which stare back at you unblinkingly as the pits of hell.
All right. I am going to. First, I'm going to move around the room so I can actually see everything.
What's on the TV?
Yep, just static. So it's just that sound of static, and it doesn't seem to have anything playing.
All right.
Favorite channel.
There is, however, a remote, and there does seem to be some sort of playback device, VHS or DVD. And you could presumably have it play. Are you gonna search anywhere in particular?
I was gonna search the body.
All right. Searching the body, you actually find a commando knife.
Nice.
There is also a gun on the body, but it appears to be completely ruined and unusable.
Oh, I was gonna say out of bullets. Why don't you guys hit play on that video while I keep rummaging around?
Alright, we're gonna hit play on the video.
All right, you do so, and immediately, in the silence that you've become accustomed to, the speakers blare out in what feels like a deafening roar as a cartoon about some rabbit and a bunny going through comical misadventures together starts to play.
We're gonna we're gonna hit mute immediately.
All right, you hit mute as quickly as you can in your panic. Go ahead and give me an athletics.
And I finally am done with my disadvantages, so I can actually roll the whole thing. 5.
All right. So you are able to mute it pretty quickly, all things considered. And in the following silence, you just find yourself breathlessly awaiting any sign of it having disturbed the inhabitants around you. And indeed, you do hear some quiet shuffling coming from the hallway that you've left down here to the south.
I'm going to get under the table.
I'm hiding under the foosball table. I look like I'm partially out, but I
table.
How do you move yourself off of the grid?
You hold Alt and then release, and it will drop you wherever you actually are instead of popping to the grid.
There we go.
All right.
Hold on. Here's Alt. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot my mouse was messing it up. So we're not going to do that.
So you hear the shuffling continue, and then stepping into the light, you can't really see it on the map, but trust me, it's there. 2 of these creatures wander over to the television and settle themselves crouching in front of the sofa, staring at the TV.
Attaboy, Shaggy, Scrappy, Scooby, Scruffy. Attaboy, Scruffy. Setting up that distraction. Alright, I am going to try and quietly get out from underneath the table. I'm also going to give the table a quick once over with my eye and see if there's anything useful on it.
So it is covered in cards and other pieces for playing various games. I can't tell if they're playing poker or Monopoly or what. It seems like a lot's going on. But no, there isn't anything particularly useful appearing on the table. Unless you want to steal some Monopoly money.
I'll practice. Hey, listen. All right. How about we go through the door just to the north before coming back to the door to the east? To the west, What do y'all think?
Sounds
I'm only saying the door to the north because it's right there. And it doesn't seem like we'll have to move across a lot of open ground.
Seems smart.
All right. I'm going to try and open the door to the north.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check to see how stealthy you are. There are 2 of these creatures sat in the room with you right now.
I got a 5.
All right, so you are able to very cautiously, creep out from under the table and, open the door with minimal noise. And you can now go into the next room if you would like.
I very much would like to. Oh dear, this does not look like an improvement. Well, we'll see.
All right. Even before you fully enter the room, your senses are assaulted by the metallic scent of blood. As you look around the room, it's hard to imagine a more ghastly sight. To your left are the broken remains of 2 tables that seem to have been positioned as a makeshift barrier. They now lie in splinters. There are several other tables strewn about the room, but this is not what holds your attention so frightfully captive. Carelessly piled in the center of the room are a dozen or so horribly mutilated bodies. They lie in various states of dismemberment and disembowelment, each face contorted still, as if crying out in fear and anguish. And, I'm sure this is nothing to worry about, but let's put up another timer.
Have you? All right. I am going to go search the bodies.
All right, let's go ahead and start up that timer. Okay, so you begin searching through the bodies. You can find up to 12 combat knives.
Oh, here. That's awesome.
How many are you grabbing? It will take you some time if you want to loot through thoroughly.
I'm only grabbing 2 more combat knives, 1 for each of my pals.
All right. You also managed to find a blood-covered but still relatively legible document in one of the soldiers' pockets. It
Nice.
seems to be printed on some sort of waterproofed material. That's the reason that it's able to survive having all this blood on it. And smearing it off, you are able to find a note that says the following. Situation: the facility has gone dark. Reasons: unknown. Hostile: unknown. Mission: discover situation, facilitate as required, evacuate if necessary. Cleared for deadly force. Yes. Full clearance, level 2.
It doesn't say anything about where the escape hatch does it?
It does not.
Lame. All right.
Also, behind the barrier, so if you want to search down here,
Yes.
you find 2 fully loaded revolvers.
That's what I'm
So
talking about.
they have 6 shots each. They appear to be 357 Magnum, so quite hefty. Keep in mind, also really freaking loud.
Yeah. We'll use our... Oh, I'm going to give a combat knife to Scruffy, and the Doc.
Yeah, but the rest of the guns in the area, because there are a number of them strewn about, are either out of ammo or damaged beyond use.
I'm going to take one. Who has the next highest, aside from me, the next highest, not acrobatics.
Athletics?
Athletics.
That'd be Scruffy. Scruffy has a
I'm gonna
better
give Scruffy-
athletics than you even.
At this
Oh.
point, I'm at a 1 of everything and a 2 in technology.
Alright, I'm gonna give Scruffy the gun. Say, don't use this willy-nilly. Only use it if we have to. It'll attract all these creatures. Alright, y'all, what do you say? Do you say we go into these other doors, or do we follow the trail of blood?
Yeah, there is a door to the north. There is a door to the west, as well as the hallway. And then, of course, you came in through the door to the south.
I say we go through, what, the northern door? Or follow the blood? Those are my 2 guesses. Alright, door to the north it is. I'm gonna try the northern door.
All right, so you go up to the door to the north, and it is unlocked. So you're able to go through easily enough. So,
Oh, good.
see, number 9. The sweet smell of rotting vegetable matter greets you as you open the door to this room. The lights in this room have been damaged, leaving only a few irregular sparks of electricity to mark their former position. So you will have to feel about this room completely like blind if you want to do anything without light here.
I just kind of want to see what's in there. So I guess that would be a... What kind of roll would
Athletics
that
to kind of grope around.
be? Okay. Oof.
All right.
That's 3.
So let's
Wait
see
a minute,
what.
why didn't Scruffy do it? I thought Scruffy had a 3 in athletics too.
All right. So you may suggest a single positive, albeit minor, effect.
I get the general layout, I guess, of the room, or maybe like I get the general like vibe of what's in here.
All right, so it appears to be a kitchen. There are refrigerators and storage for food. Most of the fresh produce, as you are feeling around and as you might have surmised given the smell, has started to decay and does not seem edible. However, you do feel around and can, feel some canned goods and other non-perishables that would still be presumably edible. You also feel what appears to be either refrigerators or freezers here and here. You still there?
Did you?
Should we check the fridge?
Yeah, I said. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'm gonna open one of the fridges.
All right. You open them. They feel cool, but not quite what you would expect for refrigerator temperature, which makes sense given the what appears to be the lack of power in the facility. And inside there are some foods that do seem like they're still in an acceptable state.
I'm going to throw one. I'm going to hand acceptable state, not raw food to the doctor and say, "You should eat this. Might help you calm down."
Would you like to take a break in here and use some of your franchise dice that you have acquired so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
As
right.
long as it doesn't take like 8 minutes.
Well, we'll see. All right, so all of you are going inside then?
Yes.
Are you going to close the door behind you?
Yes.
All right. Scruffy, you might want to go inside before the door is closed.
Boom.
All right, door is closed. All right, you are now in complete and utter blackness, unless someone would like... There are occasional sparks of light that give you only the faintest illumination.
Oh. I'm going to check for a flashlight.
You feel around and you don't find anything that feels like a flashlight.
I was talking about like on my person. No, I'm gonna check for a lighter because I smoke.
All right, go ahead and give me a tech roll. Nice. All right. That'll get you a couple more franchise dice that we'll be able to use here momentarily. And you get the lighter, and with a 6, you even manage to find some like tallow and make yourself a makeshift candle out of it that is providing a fairly steady, if still dim light, which will definitely aid in any attempts to search the room for stuff. But we'll get to that. So everyone should be on the dice page. You have a total of 16 dice to assign. So you can either put them into your existing bank, so library card, credit card, etc. Or you can spend 2 dice to recover a point that you have lost.
So I think the only people who have lost things, I think it's just Jason, right?
Yeah, I've lost a ton of stuff.
All right, so I say we use dice to get Jason back up to full.
Okay, you've lost 4 points. Is that correct, Jason?
Correct.
All right, so you're gonna go ahead and use 8 of the dice.
Yes.
All right. There's
Dang, that's a lot of
6,
dice.
7, and 8. All right. So you guys, you're able to get some food and relax for a minute in the seeming peace and safety afforded to you by this room. The dim light of the candle is enough to slowly allow you to feel human again and give you a moment of respite. So, Doc, you are back to full. What do you guys want to do with your last few dice?
All right, let's put some in. Let's see, we've got 6, 7, 8. Let's put 2 in
And
library.
these are going to be the same way because normally you would use these between missions and not in the middle. We're only going to let you have 1 die assigned for 2 dice, unless you put them in the bank. Bank stuff you can put in the bank 1-to-1. Every other card you have to spend 2 dice to move 1 into it.
And remind me what the bank does again.
The bank allows you to spend it on any roll you want rather than a specific one. However, depending on the results, it is riskier because on a 1, you get a count overrun. You ignore all the other results and lose all dice in the bank. On a 2, you lose this die and an additional 1 out of the bank. And then 3, 4, and on 3 and 4, you just use it normally. On a 5, you actually get to put the die back in the bank and use it a second time. And on a 6, you actually add a second one. So there's a risk reward to stuff that goes in the bank.
All right, let's put 2 in the bank.
All right, and you guys can control the dice, so feel free to drag them around.
Okay. And like, if no one, crap. Can someone else do this? Because my mouse is like messing up. Thank you. And then I was thinking 2 in athletics, so basically just 1 in athletics. And then 1 in the credit card, and then 1 in the library card.
All right, sound good to
That sound
everyone?
good?
I love it.
There we go.
No
now we're pretty
notes.
balanced. All right, let's get out of this closet before something else happens. Or maybe we want to stay in here. I don't know.
That's a good question. All right, so now we will return to you guys in the closet. Well, kitchen, technically. But yeah, so you're enjoying a little bit of food, able to finally relax for a minute as much as is possible under the circumstances. Would you like to fully examine the room now?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and give me a tech roll, somebody.
I got it. /R 4d6 K1.
All right. Yeah, so you are going to gain a couple of franchise dice out of that. Let me do that real quick. And you find hanging in the east corner of the room is a rack with 9 different keys hanging from it. So, is someone ready to record all the keys you're about to find?
Give me a second. Yes, I'm ready.
All right, you find 1 gray key, 1 blue key, 1 green key, 1 purple key, 1 orange key, 1 yellow key, 1 violet key, 1 indigo key, and 1 black key.
Oh my goodness.
Just to be clear, that was a gray, a blue, purple, orange, yellow, violet, indigo, black.
So you missed a green.
Whoops.
Should be a total of 9 keys.
Green. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay, I got 9.
Oh, also the refrigerators are locked and you couldn't get them open. My bad.
Oh, well, there we go.
But if you'd like to start using some of your newly acquired keys.
You know what? Why not? Like let's use a key. Let's use a gray key to try and open the fridges.
All right, so
Didn't we already find out what was in there?
not technically because they were locked.
Okay.
All right, so you use the gray key, and in fact, it does fit and turns easily enough. Now you can open them, and they are filled with food. The food in there is actually still in surprisingly good condition. They have warmed up somewhat, but it seems that the insulation has been sufficient that the food inside the refrigerators is actually still in good condition, even the stuff that would have been, more fresh foods, vegetables, and that sort of thing. And in addition, these refrigerators are conveniently, person-sized if you needed a hiding spot.
Good to know. All right, I'm gonna unlock them both just so that if the time comes.
All right, and of particular interest, Scruffy, you find an enormous, 3-gallon can of chocolate pudding on one of the shelves.
I say we stand here for another 5 seconds and see what happens.
So are y'all gonna go to town on that chocolate pudding?
Yes.
All right.
Also, one of the timers have run out.
Oh yeah, did you see the title on that one?
You've done it. I can't quite see.
You done effed up, son.
Oh, okay. Well, we're in this room, and
all right. So you hear, as you're eating the chocolate pudding, you hear, surprisingly, through even the wall and the closed door, the thumping of some large something outside. You hear dragging noises, a plop, and then the same thumping footsteps retreating slowly from you.
Oh, goody. All right, do we want to stay in here for another minute 30? I think that one's just more banging and it's going to get more flooded. That's my prediction.
Yeah, and in fact, the flooding is continuing. Even in this room, there is now about 1.5 inches of water across the entire floor.
All right. What? I'm going to leave the room. Well, first I'm going to peek out and make sure nothing's out there. I'm going to crack the door.
Let me go ahead and open that door for you. All right. What you can see in the dim light, there doesn't appear to be anything in the room.
All right,
however, you do notice there is an additional body in the pile now.
That's not sus at all. Is it one that we saw down here or anything?
No.
Huh. That's sus. All right, I'm gonna try this door.
All right. So you attempt to open the door, but it seems to be locked.
I'm gonna use a green key.
All right. The green key does not fit.
I'm gonna try the purple key.
All right. Purple key does not fit.
I'm gonna try the black key.
Black key does not fit.
I'm gonna try the blue key.
The blue key fits easily into the lock, and you are able to turn it.
Righteous. I wasn't looking at the list because I was moving my daughter, but I was one of these. I'm just gonna list name off.
Right.
All right.
All right. The sweets. This is the wrong one, and we will resolve that going off here in a second. You manage to unlock the door to this room, but as you open the door, you are unable to see anything within. You are, however, all too aware of the acrid scent of what you can only imagine are chemicals used for cleaning. If you'd like to use your lighter, obviously you can shed some light to see what's going on in there.
I'm going to use my lighter.
All right, so you pop up the lighter, and you can see that this is, in fact, a cleaning room. There are a number of caustic chemicals in here that you might be able to take advantage of, and these are in sealed containers, so that should make it a little safer to use. There are a couple of mops in the corner, and this also seems like a great place to hide in case, some giant hulking monster tries to eat your face.
Nice. What do you think, Doc? Do you think you can turn any of these chemicals into some sort of bomb? Or, I don't know. Not a big enough bomb, though, that would damage the frame of the already leaking building.
Hey, hairspray lighter, you've already got yourself a makeshift flamethrower.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Should I roll or?
Yeah, that would be a tech roll. But as you are discussing that, you throughout this entire time, there's been a gentle. Can you hear me?
I got it.
Hello, Anna. Can you
hear
tell
you.
Abe he can't hear me? Can Anna hear me?
There we go. I'm back now.
Okay, cool. You can hear me again?
Yes. For some reason, my earbuds you don't want to hear what they're saying.
Of course not. All right, so throughout this time, there have been various air vents, and a low hum has come through them as air is circulated throughout the building. And you can feel the slight circulation of air around you. However, with a grinding thud heard echoing through those vents, suddenly all of that falls still.
All right. Let us. All right. I say let's take these he's got to roll first for
Yes.
taking the chemicals.
Or was that the one you rolled last, or do you need to roll another one, Jason?
No, I just rolled 2 6s for this one.
Nice. All right, you are in fact able to make some chemical weapons. Would you like to describe what you create?
Woo!
And I will give you some franchise dice.
Boom.
Boom.
That's the description.
All right, well, don't blame me when they boom in your hand.
Wait.
It's like so there's like
hand grenade.
I don't know anything about making bombs. What does a bomb look like?
Are you making bombs? Are you making like a throwable like the holy water except, acidic? Are you making a makeshift flamethrower? Like, it's up to you.
It's like a Molotov cocktail. So
Nice.
it's like inert and then it like explodes and ignites.
All right, sounds like a deal.
That does burning damage, not like concussion damage.
Yeah. It's incendiary.
Nice.
All right. Well, there's only one option left, fellas.
Well, there is another door you haven't tried yet, just in all fairness, down here.
There is. I'm scared to go back in that room, but if people think we want to go that way, we're followed. I feel like the greater the danger, the higher likelihood of an escape we'll find. That could be completely wrong reasoning. Although we could go down the blood trail path.
I'm not saying anything. You can't read my face. I'm looking at the clouds.
What do y'all think? Do y'all want to go back into this room, try that door, or follow this path?
Let's follow the path.
Okay.
All right, so you go down the hallway. There is, in fact, a trail of blood. Some of it seems fresh. Some of it seems to have dried out quite a bit. Obviously, you can see the door directly to your south where you are standing now. And you can see footprints of some large creature in the blood. If you would like to roll academics, you could try to identify them.
I am going to roll academics. Wait, how much? What do you have, Jason, for academics?
3.
Okay, I have 3 as well, so I'll just roll. All right, I got a 5.
All right, so you are able to identify these. Strangely enough, it just seems like bear tracks.
Huh. Yeah, right? Last I checked, there's no such thing as a sea bear. All right, I'm going to try and open that door.
All right, the door is unlocked, so you are able to do so easily enough. And this is number 12. All right. So someone roll me a d4, please.
Got it.
All right.
Not more. That's probably maybe a good thing.
Yeah, hard to say. All right, so as you open the door, you see what looks to have been a private room. It must have belonged to one of the higher ranking personnel. You hear the sounds of bumping and scratching coming from within the room, but in the dim light, it's not immediately clear where they're coming from. To your left is a dresser, or a desk actually. I think it got mislabeled. Anna and I were trying to figure out what the heck it was I even drew on the original map. To your left is a desk, and in front of you is a freestanding closet.
All right.
Whatever. Roll with it. I think the description is just wrong. So to your left would be a desk. To your right would be a bed. Across from you is the closet. Okay. And above that is what appears to be a writing desk. Then that is when you see the source of the sounds. One of the creatures is scratching and pawing at the desk in an attempt to get a locked drawer open. It doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
I'm gonna draw my knife and try and come up behind it and stab it in the neck.
Oh, I put this on the wrong layer.
No. Shaggy should go up behind it. Scruffy should go behind it and try and stab it in the neck with his combat knife. I think we should use a
Face
dice
of the
as
soul.
well. Yes. I think we should also use a gym dice.
All right.
Just to make
You
sure.
also can do assists if you would like to work together on it. If you do an assist, then basically you will describe what you are doing to assist.
Scrappy.
Can you not? Abe can't hear me again, I think.
Can you hear them?
No.
No, you can't.
Dang it.
He's fixing it. He's getting it fixed.
All right.
You
Is that
back?
sounding like a good plan? Yes.
All right, cool. So what I was saying was you can also do an assist. So if you want to assist another person in their action, you will describe what you are doing to assist. Roll your applicable dice, and then you can then give one of your dice to the person doing the action. So let's say Anna rolls all like 3s, but then you get a 4 and a 5. You could give her your 5.
Oh, right. All right, let's do that.
Wait, are we using dice from the gym as well?
No, since we're doing the assist, it's basically the same thing. So 5 dice.
Okay.
Best of 5.
All right. So what is Turin doing to help?
Turin is kind of standing off and to the right, so if the monster does anything, right? So if like it turns back and tries to bite Shaggy or Scrappy or Scruffy, he can stab it in the neck as it's trying to bite him. So it's just that extra there.
Okay.
If it does notice.
What about Doc? Are you going to help?
No.
All right. Then let's get athletics rolls from Turin and Scruffy.
Let me hit. Oh, crap.
All right. So a 4.
Oh well.
Well, yours worked.
Barely with a 4.
All right, so you get a mostly positive result. What is the you go up behind it. Turin is off to the side, providing purely emotional support.
Yes.
Move you to actually be to the side, so you're not on top of Scruffy. And yeah, you go up behind it and you attempt to shake it right at the base of the skull. However, right as you do, it suddenly seems to have sensed your presence and it spins around. And rather than stabbing it in the skull, you manage to slice it pretty deeply, but not lethally. And seeing the two of you, the creature is going to lash out. In this case, Abe, go ahead and roll me a D2.
Yeah.
All right. It is going to lash out at Turin. So,
Woo.
why don't you go ahead and give me a 3-die stress roll?
Mhm. 3, 6.
All right.
So I'm
a
gonna get a
3.
5.
Yes, because you have 1 point of cool still, right?
Yes.
All right, a
Well, I think I get this when I
5.
was rolling for the other one, but whatever.
All right, so you are able to backstep away from it and keep clear of its claws with no negative effects.
Right. All right, I'm gonna try and stab it again,
All right, let's get an athletics roll.
and I am going to use a dice from the gym.
All right, let me go ahead and pull that out of the gym for you guys then.
I got a 6.
Nice.
So I guess it's a good thing.
All right,
That's been
give
way
you
last week.
give you a couple franchise die for that. More dice. And yeah, you are able to stab it. It comes at you, you kind of sidestep it, managing to avoid its claws, and then close in before it's able to come back around, and you stab it right in the throat, twisting the knife, and it falls down dead.
Hold on. Let's see what's in that desk. All right, I'm gonna kind of.
Don't mind the timers. I definitely didn't start another one.
Oh no! What a shame. Can I look at the desk? Like it was lying at a drawer specifically, right?
Yes, it was clawing at a locked drawer.
I vote while we're searching this room, we all come in the room and close the door.
I agree. Oh crap!
All right, Doc, are you on board with that plan?
Yes.
All right, wait. There we go. Now you're in. Close the door for you.
Side.
All right, so you guys are trying to get that drawer open.
In the drawer? No, it's by your bed.
Okay.
Yes, we're trying to get the drawer open.
I don't think I need to do anything.
All right, who is attempting to open the drawer and how?
Okay, there we go. Hello? Hello?
I think you're
Hello.
coming over Anna's mic.
How about now?
Oh, there you go. No, you're fine.
Okay, cool beans. I'm going to try and open up the drawer that it was pawing. I'm going to use one of the keys.
All right, which key?
The black key.
It does not work.
The green key.
It does not work.
The green key.
It does not work.
The violet key.
It does not work.
The indigo key.
It does not work.
Yellow key.
Does not work.
Orange key.
Does not work.
Purple key.
Does not work.
Blue key.
Does not work.
Gray key.
Does not work.
I'm out of keys. I'm going to search the room and the thing for a key.
All right, so you search around and you do actually find a key underneath the pillow on the bed.
All right, I'm going to use that key.
All right. What? Oh, it doesn't work. That would have been funny, actually. But it does work. So you are able to get the drawer open. Inside, you find a very strange looking item. It seems to be a very ancient looking artifact of some kind. It's difficult to tell what it is. It seems to be some sort of an octopoid kind of creature. It's carved out of bone.
Can I roll to see if I know what it is?
You can try.
All right, I'm going to do that then. Not 4D, but 3D. All right. Well, I guess I have no freaking clue. What are the odds?
literally
Go
hurt
ahead
your brain.
and give me another 3-die stress roll.
All right, I can 5 again.
All right. You feel as though, like, as you're staring at the creature, you feel as though it's the sunken eyes that are carved into this thing are trying to draw you in, but you are able to shake yourself free.
Ugh. All right. Well, I'm gonna look through the rest of the drawers and the desk.
All right. Nothing of particular interest.
Does the computer work?
No, the computer does not turn on if you try to turn it on.
What does this notepad say, if anything?
It just has some, like, boring stuff, like it's a list of to-dos.
All right. Well, then, in that case, I'm going to look in this thingy. Whoops. Not standing on it. You know what I mean.
Yeah, no. So you search the rest of the room. There doesn't really seem to be much else of interest in here.
All right. Well, time to go. Well, let's see. Let's wait 15 seconds. I've got a strange premonition.
All right, so 15 seconds pass by. Everyone roll me a d6.
Crap. I'm just gonna do it physically because this is not working. Got a 4.
All right.
I don't know where I went, by the way. Did we, like, disappear?
You should still just be in the room. What
I
happened to
see
your
nothing.
token? Where'd you put yourself?
I don't know.
What the heck did you do to yourself? Did you delete your token?
Did I really hope not?
You must have. It's not there anymore. All right, let me put
I
your
was, like,
token
looking
back
at the
on.
Screen. I was trying to type in /R1d6, and then I looked and nothing was on the screen. So
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, I think somehow you managed to delete your token. All right,
Okay.
can you, let me see, set it to you. All right, can you see yourself
There
again?
we go. I see everything now. Well, not everything, but, you know, what I could see before.
All right, cool. All right, so Jason, Dr. Ghostenstein, you feel some sort of presence seems to be all around you, and it starts to force itself into your mind. And you hear what you imagine must be words, but you don't understand any of them, other than that they seem to be filled with a foul and dark intent. Go ahead and make me a 4-die stress roll.
I believe in you, Dr. Franken.
Dr. Ghostenstein?
Dr. Ghostin.
When we healed, when we rested, did I get my 1 cool back or still 0 cool?
Unfortunately, still 0 cool. All right, a 2. So, let's see what the results of that are. Frazzled. Lose 2 dice from an appropriate skill or 1 die from 2 skills.
Hey, man, I'm just glad he didn't get possessed. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting my holy revolver ready. Banish some demonic forces back to the pits of hell.
All right. Scruffy and Turin, you hear unmistakably human voices also in your heads. And they appear to be rather distraught And it's really difficult because there are several of them going on all at the same time. But they seem to be talking about some sort of disaster or other situation. They're very confused.
That's not good.
Did you guys just feel that?
I heard that. Was there anything we could make out other than just like disaster and confusion?
Not a lot. It seems, like I said, they're very confused, very panicked, not sure what's going on. Something about bodies.
Guys, I say we go back and burn that pile of bodies.
Keep in mind,
Just
the air is no longer circulating,
Oh,
and that
shoot.
will burn a
okay,
great
okay.
deal of your precious oxygen.
Well, just kidding, y'all. I say we keep that in mind. Yeah, I say we just rush through the rest of this, not dungeon, but you know what I mean. Let's open this door.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So you open the door back up. Once again, you are able to access the hallway. All right, so continuing down further through the trail of blood, you can now hear some thumping and like guttural growling noises coming from the distance down to your west. And there are two doors directly opposite to each other, north and south.
I say one person goes in the north one and the other one goes in the south.
Sure, why not?
All right. We'll go into the south one. Scruffy, you can go in the north.
Okie dokie.
All right, so both doors are unlocked, so you're easily able to open them up. So we will, who is going north?
I'm going north.
All right, so, Scruffy. That's number 11. This once extremely corporately austere room has become an absolute mess. There are papers strewn about the room and chairs have been cast aside every which way. There are clearly visible claw marks on some of the chairs, which lead you to conclude that at least some of the creatures have been in this room. There's a large table dominating the center of the room, and a still flickering projector rests atop it. As you follow the path of destruction, you find a sight that fills your hearts with what could almost pass for joy. There is a dead creature lying on the floor, wounded all over, with a knife protruding from its left eye. But behind him is what appears to be another living human being.
No way.
All right, Scruffy, Scarf.
All right, so he's
Scruffy.
back in this corner here. The dead creature is here. Just throw a dead one there for you.
Hey, Doc, you want to see if you can help this guy?
No, I think you've got the highest talking to people skill. What is it at?
I do have a 2 in contact.
Yeah, the rest of us have a 1.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna try to, like, kind of be like, hey, are you okay?
All right, so as you approach him, you realize that he seems to be gently muttering to himself. He does not respond to your presence.
pat him down, Scarfy.
You're not here.
I'm hollering.
That seems like a bad idea.
I know.
I will cautiously approach him.
All right. So you move closer, close enough to now be able to hear him. And you can hear that he's muttering the same phrase over and over. John Carver, private 109846. John Carver, private 109846. John Carver, Private 109846.
I think his name is John Carver.
I'm gonna say, hey, is your name John?
All right,
Hey,
so
John.
Hey, John, my friend.
so he's curled up in the fetal position, rocking gently back and forth. As you address him like that, I'm gonna move the creature so you can actually see your token. As you address him like that, he starts to speak louder. John Carver, Private 109846. John Carver, Private 109846.
Hey guys, I vote we just kind of leave him here for now.
Yeah, I think you should search that room though.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna
Does he have a gun?
have Doc. You know what? If he has a gun, I don't really want to try to take it from him.
Oh, okay.
All right. So as you search the room, there are definitely some things around.
I do want Doc to either come in the room or not, but I'd like to close the door if possible.
Close the door.
That way we can make sure that Turin is out there by himself so he can, die because he decided to split the party. I like this plan.
All right, fine. We'll leave the door open, but if I get
Closing the
killed-
door.
If you hear somebody coming, shut the door.
All right.
Doc, your job is to stand by the door and close it if you hear anything coming.
And while he's searching his room, do I see anything in the room that I'm looking in?
We'll get there. You're the one who split the party. Get used to having to wait your turn.
Son of a gun.
Yes, they're talking.
Son of a gun.
All right, so you start searching the room. The projector actually has some slides in it. It seems to have finished, but they could be started over to see what was in there. There are also a number of notes strewn across the table. But as you are searching, the soldier continues to grow louder and louder. He's now almost yelling at this point. John Carver, Private 109846. John Carver, Private 109846. And I want to start a timer.
All right, y'all. Come to my room. Let the beaches come eat them. Then once they've done that, we can go in there and look at what was on that projector. Either that or kill him. There's no other way to get him quiet, I don't think.
Does the doc have any, I don't know,
Oh, yeah, chloroform?
tranquilizers or chloroform or...
It's a good question.
Why don't you take a look there, Doctor?
Sorry, I was on mute. Of course I have that.
All right, knock him out.
All right, roll tech. Let's see what you got.
Woo!
Nice. All right, you do, in fact, have a tranquilizer on your person.
It's a key ingredient in many of my recipes.
Nice.
Give you guys your franchise dice for that 6.
All right, I think I should take that and I should administer it to
Yeah.
the private. So is that athletics?
No, so you won't need to roll for that. So you go up and you get ready to administer the tranquilizer to this guy. But as you draw in close enough to reach the guy, he suddenly looks up and you can see just this terror in his wide white eyes. He's sweating profusely. He seems to be just absolutely starting to lose it, and he grabs you by the collar of your shirt and pulls you within a couple of inches of his face. And once again, now screaming at the top of his lungs, repeats, John Carver, Private 109846.
Get him. Get him.
And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I was going to use the tranquilizer.
All right, you do that, and he does finally slump down to the ground. Quiet.
Switch the body.
And go ahead and give me a 3 die stress, or no, you have 3, cool. A 4 die stress roll. All right, a 5. You are able to brush it off despite the fear in his face.
Whatever, man.
Shaggy, hardened.
Right? It sure does help to have that much cool.
Yeah, it's just so chill all
Right.
the time.
Because those sandwiches, man.
Exactly.
I vote we go over with Torin,
Yes,
help
I-
him look
We'll
at
search
his
his body
room.
real quick in the next 15 seconds. Quick.
All right,
Or
you guys
just go
are
into the room.
going to the other room.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going to the other room.
Close the door. Come on. Into the room. Into the room. Close the door. Close the door.
All right. So you just barely managed to reach the room in time and are closing the door behind yourselves.
Thing to come and eat him. That's kind of cruel.
Well, I mean, at least he won't feel it.
Yeah, but maybe he could have done some damage.
I don't think he was going to.
But yeah, so you close the door, and just shortly before you did, you hear the heavy footsteps once again moving down the hallway in your direction. With
Coming from the east or from the west?
coming from the west, so this direction.
Okay.
All right, let me put the door back on for you. All right. And you hear once again waiting with bated breath. You hear the thumping go down the hallway back toward the eating room where the bodies were piled, and then once again return the other direction toward the west.
Does it sound like he's dragging something that way, or like does it sound like he's pulling things one way or the other?
It sounded like he was dragging things from west to east.
Okay. Alright. While we're in this room. Oh, while we're in the other room, did I look around this? Did I get like a chance to look in this room at all?
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and go through this. So let's go ahead and rewind a bit of time. Bloop, bloop.
5, 7.
All right, so you are in number 13. In normal times, a room like this even in normal times, a room like this would have been rather distressing. Yes, I'm talking.
Son of a gun. Hold on. Alright, I'm so sorry. I dropped out again. I'm in room.
No worries. All right,
I'm in
so
the room.
you are in the room by yourself. So yeah, even in normal times, this room would have been rather distressing, but in the darkness, it has taken on a disturbingly grisly appearance. At first glance, this room is rather ordinary, with a bed, standalone closet, dresser, and writing desk. But as you take in the room, you see that the walls are hung with a number of medieval instruments of death. German bastard swords, bardaches, and long hunting knives have been hung about randomly with the abandon of a madman.
The product of an unstable mind.
Can relate.
I'm going to look at the desk and in the drawers.
All right, so you step further into the room when suddenly one of the weapons off of the wall, we'll say a big spiked mace, suddenly floats off of the wall and comes hurtling in your direction with deadly force.
I'm going to jump out of the...
All right, let's get athletics.
Good gravy. Come on. Forward / R3. Whoops. Should I use a... What do y'all think? Should I use a gym dice here or now?
Yeah, do it.
Alright, I'm going
That's
to
what
use
they're
a
for.
gym dice.
All right, let me go ahead and pull that out of the gym. You now have no dice in the gym, 2 in library, 2 in credit, and 3 in bank.
6. Well, it's good because I got a 5. The highest I got is a 5.
All right, so you're able to dodge the mace as it comes hurtling towards you and slams into the wall behind you with enough force that its spikes are embedded into the wall and it sits there quivering in place.
There's no like naturalistic looking explanation like there was a trap. Is that
No,
correct?
no, it's like there's a hook on the wall, or a pair of hooks, I should say, where it was resting. It lifted off and flew toward you.
Well, that's not good. With a I. Oh. Oof. Well, I am going to grab. Is there a sword next to where I'm standing on the wall?
Yeah, you can pretty easily find a sword.
Alright, I'm gonna grab one of those swords off the wall.
All right. As you do that, a Bardache lifts up from the wall across from you and goes hurtling towards you like a spear.
I guess I'm going to attempt to parry it with the weapon that I have.
All right, that's another athletics roll.
This is not going well, friendos. Nope, not 1d6. 3d6. Okay, 1. Oh, I got a 6.
Nice. All right. So you are, in fact, able to parry the blow. However, let's see if your nerves are shaken by the situation. Go ahead and give me a 3-die stress roll.
So I got a 4.
Is it the little baby? Oh, sorry.
But yeah, I do believe that is Hadassah. Does Hadassah train us say hi?
She is. I think she's going down for a nappy. No, it was his nerves just broke.
All right, so a 4. You're annoyed by the situation. You will suffer a -1 die penalty to your next skill roll.
Help.
I'm back. Did I miss something?
Yes,
Yeah,
the weapons are jumping
okay.
off of the wall and trying to kill Abe.
Oh, no, I heard that part.
Well, no,
Is
you haven't
there-
missed anything.
How many are there left?
So many.
It's a lot.
I think, can I jump out of the room?
Yes. Would you like to retcon and say that the 3 of you hid in the north room instead of the south room when the bear went by?
Yes.
All right. Retcon it is. Close that door for you.
Guys, that room is alive and trying to kill me.
A lot of
Well,
things
we
are.
don't know that yet.
I think I can pretty solidly say that.
All right.
I think you're.
So we've been going for a bit over 3 hours. Do we want to wrap up here or keep going? If we're going to keep going, I need a quick bathroom break.
I need to wrap up because I need to get ready to go to Caroline's. Need to get all my stuff together.
Cool. Then let's go ahead and wrap up here. And let's start with Abe. What has Abe learned? Or should I say, what has Turin learned?
Apparently, weapons on walls, while they can be cool, if a place becomes possessed, can also be a bad idea.
That is true.
Think before you do it.
What has Dr. Ghostenstein learned?
Dr. Ghostenstein learned not to huff glue.
Yeah, doesn't always end well. And what about Scruffy?
Scruffy learned that sometimes being dumb is helpful for dealing with stressful situations.
Right? You have absolutely destroyed the stress rolls so far. It's kind of ridiculous. Alrighty, well, thanks everyone for joining me. Hopefully this has been a good time, and I will see you all at the next game. Bye!